anyone else, I recommend you change teams. Who the hottest in the city? We the top two. You said your music was litty, but that is not true. Just being honest, you should really just stop, fool. Matter of fact, empty no pockets, give me that watch too. My mind is wicked, that's why I spit it so hostile. Freaky girls in the crib, it's like I live in a brothel. All I spit is Leviticus, but I'm not an apostle. My nuts hang low, long and they colossal. Black trader, black sheep, messiah to the misfits. Run circles, run these rappers to my shin splits. You a little late to the party, baby, I been lit. If you ain't on the friend list, you better mind your business. Ooh, got the party jumping like crisscross. Ooh, got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Ooh, pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, ain't no time for piss stop. Ooh, got the party jumping like crisscross. Ooh, got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Ooh, pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, it's my style.
He never had any patience. It's like a vision you couldn't see clear. And now our life's a conversation. You bet it's only one side of love. I hear you saying, you say you like me better all the way. And I swear that I try, but I was so blind. They say it works it if you let them stay. So I count my dollars, this is my good. And I'm saying, I've been sitting, resting, and drifting. That was all that I had. But no more, said no more. I faced it. My scars won't have ghosts. No more. You will never love me like I do. I would try to forget you, but I never do. And when I close my eyes, I'll know that you're never by my side. You will never love me like I do. I would try to forget you, but I never do. And when my voice feels so light, maybe I'll be just alright.
This is the emergency broadcast system. The CDC is advising that you stay in your home.
We show up.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party.
We show up in the party. show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party, fire than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, fire than everybody.
We show up in the party.
We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party.
Why do I have to stay here on the ground? It's overrated. The cityscape escapes you with a sound. It's delineated. I waited at the station for an hour, but I won't make it. You take off on an updraft by the tower, and you overtake it. Every moment I see you on the rise, you're drawn across the sky. Now that ink has dried, and I can't tell you why. Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I see it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? And I can't tell you why. No, I can't tell you why. Why you have to stay here on the ground? It's overrated. The cityscape parades you with a sound. It's delineated. No one here has even learned your name, but they all claim that they saw you land and land to do the same. But they won't make it. Every moment I see you on the rise, you're drawn across the sky. Now that ink has dried, and I can't tell you why. Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? And I can't tell you why. Tell me there's an issue. I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you She said, promise me nothing's gonna change, cause honestly, I've been on my brain like constantly. I've been going on my way. She said, I've been going on my way just to trust. And told me I'm so down to earth like what you thought it was. And I'm really starting to think I'm coming undone. Starting to lose a feeling every single time we touch. Can I get a warning before you switch on me? Or can you tell me to my face that you don't want me? This shit been waiting on me and I feel like concrete. And lately it been seeming like I know you hardly. You good at talking shit when I'm saying sorry. And I don't think for real that you would be my shorty. And when I go around your friends, they always looking salty. And if I walk away, then they gon' diss me probably. You not loving me no more, I'm just a losing. I just wanna know who you think you fooling. Heartbreak, whole time I'm out of moving. She said, promise me nothing's gonna change, cause honestly, I've been on my brain like constantly. I've been going on my way. She said, I've been going on my way just to trust. And told me I'm so down to earth like what you thought it was. And I'm really starting to think I'm coming undone. Starting to lose a feeling every single time we touch. All these bitches play too much and that's the issue. I can't fuck with none of them, man, I can't pretend to. And how you going ghost after everything we've been through? I'm sending SOS cause I don't get the signal. I'm looking up and I can use an angel.
It's Tuesday, December 16th at 8:02 p.m. Eastern. It's time for some Crossfire. My name's Mr. Henry Batten. Tonight I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Will English. How are you doing tonight, my friend?
I am doing fantastic, Mr. Henry Batten. Thank you for bringing me on such a lovely broadcast. I'm usually behind the scenes, but I'm here to talk about Crossfire. I'm really excited for tonight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great night, but before we jump into things, we always have to thank our sponsors, and our sponsor for tonight is SCL.GG. These guys run 24/7 training servers. You can review your matches in 2D, and you can build real structure into your gameplay. Whether you're grinding alone or coordinating with teammates, SCL has all the tools you need to elevate your game. So go check out SCL.GG. Thank you very much to our sponsors over there. You know, these guys love that we do these ad reads, and realistically, we love to have them as well. So let's talk about these two teams. Aether taking on Akimbo. This is a Group D matchup. This is a groups matchup. You'd think this would be semifinals, quarterfinals of a bigger tournament, but we got them here in Group D, and these guys sitting 1-0 in their groups right now, and it's I think this is going to be quite the banger. Are you excited for this one tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like there's a lot of stakes for this matchup on the line. I believe that if the winner of this match will be 2-0 in their group, and they'll be set for the playoffs as well. And so a lot on the line. These two storied they're rivals. I mean, they're rivals in a lot of other tournaments. As you mentioned, this could be a semifinal. This could be a playoff run. This could be grand finals as far as I'm concerned. But that's how much I'm excited for this matchup here. So looks a lot up on the line and a lot of story history that you have ready to go, Mr. Henry Bad, right?
Oh, thank you for leading me into that. The storied history is actually Crossfire Season 2. Both these teams, alumni to Crossfire. They're coming back for another season to try to grab that title. Aether doing a little bit better than Akimbo last season. Granted, it's the Akimbo org, not the Akimbo team, but still, the organization back for their second run. Aether going 3-0 in Season 2 in their groups, making it to playoffs. Akimbo going 1-2, so both teams realistically trying to change their stars. Akimbo wanted to make playoffs this time, and Aether wanted to do a little bit of a farther push. Now, both these teams sitting 1-0. Aether took out Holly Molly 2-1. Pretty grindy match there. Holly Molly, a pretty powerful team within ESEA as well. And Akimbo quickly dispatching Elation 2-0. But now we're coming into this match, and it's going to be Dust 2, Overpass, and Mirage. Talk to me about that. How do you think this Dust 2 is going to shake up?
I mean, like the of course Dust 2 being the Pug superstar, like if you don't know how to play on Dust 2, like you might as well not be a team, as it were. And so Overpass recently back into the lineup as well. So a lot of those strats and the map has changed a little bit as well. So we saw a couple matches on Overpass last night and on a Monday. So it was more like seeing some of the retakes on B has been very interesting so far. But also you've got you've got Mirage as the decider. Now, keep in mind, like usually teams have made their legacy on Mirage as well, and like usually you get your ops, you get your mid plays, you get your mid rounds, all stuff like that. But also a lot of missed smokes that I've seen in this league. Like I don't get it, but I know that there's been some changes in CS2 as it were. But it's just like, but also that's why they're playing, right? That's why they're on the field. That's why they're playing, but as it were. So as you mentioned, I mean, like I imagine that with Aether picking Dust 2, it's probably going to be like, as you mentioned, in the green room, probably 13-7 as we start off with, and then we get into overpass, and we're going to see if Akimbo can draw it out. We also avoided Train though. I think we were talking about that maybe Train was going to make it through the ban list, or make it through the pick list, and it did not. And so, Mirage, we could see him out 3 in this matchup very easily, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, definitely. Dust 2 being the pick of Aether. I think they're playing this one. You called it the Pug Star style map. It truly is. The Pug meta is about 3 protocols deep. So Aether are going to have to dig deep and find that 4th and 5th. And I think going up against this realistically newly formed Akimbo lineup, focused around Roka and Glorins, I think Aether are going to have a pretty good chance. They're going to have to grab that cat control quickly and focus on those B splits, something that we definitely saw overused by Spirit, by Falcons, by FaZe over at the major. But then we head over to Overpass. Now, this is a little bit of a awkward pick for the Akimbo side.
Yeah.
I assume Glorins has been working his magic in the background because Aether are pretty strong on this map. These guys have some serious victories over there. They fully understand what's happening on that map. And every time I watched Sathsi play Overpass back in the Zomblers, this guy was a terror, man. Give him the
Yeah.
op. He's going to run it straight down mid. He doesn't slow down. The utility usage from the rest of his team are really going to accompany him. So Akimbo maybe put into a little bit of a tight corner. Now, Rod's in my ear letting me know that we actually have rosters that we can show on the screen. So
Let's take a look at the rosters.
there we go. Aether versus Akimbo. Now, if you're looking at these team names, you're going to notice a lot of top tier athletes here. I'm starting with the Akimbo side. We got Glorins, Frizzy, Little Beer, Roka, and Trip. And if you didn't know, Glorins came from Vita Plur Plasma ECL level player. Frizzy, this guy's ex-Chicken Coop along with Little Beer, so kind of a collaboration between two. And then we have Roka. This guy's the old tier 1 pro. He had some complexity time in there. Echo Fox, Splice, Dignitas, a paid player. But then kind of the outlier over there on the Akimbo side is Trip. This is a newer player, up and coming, top rated player on their team for the Pugs. So hopefully he can add a little bit of flair, a little bit of spice. On the opposite side over there at Aether, it's a mishmash of a couple of good ECL teams as well. 2 players from Lag being Seb and Micro, and 2 players, Umar and Martin, coming from the Resurgence core. Now, adding Sathsi in there as their 5th, that's a little bit of flair too. We know this guy can shoot back. We know he's deadly with the Desert Eagles, but I did have one critique for this guy back on the Zomblers, and it was his economical decisions, constantly buying that armor Desert Eagle when no one else could afford it. But we did see Aether play the other day, and I'm pretty sure Jeebs, the coach over there, has sorted that out. He's kind of grabbed the bull by the horns and said, sit down, stop, no, and don't. And Aether, you're really, really pulling up their boots and keeping Sassy in line to keep those default rounds extremely default.
Yeah, I got that reference, Henry. I got that reference, but like,
I feel like you're an old man like me, bro. It's you gotta. You know what I mean? You take in the information that stays up there for this exact moment, and I'll never use it again. I'll never get a chance to use those silly little puns that mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah. As the rest of the chat like uses Chat GPT, like, like, go back in the audio. What were they talking about? What are these 2 old men talking about? But I will also say, like, as I've look, this is my first season working with Crossfire, and like the games have been amazing so far. But I will tell you, like unlike what I've watched in like ESCA and what the advanced season. By the way, for reference, ladies and gentlemen, I am part of the FlyQuest Red broadcast. I'm usually running that or casting on that side. So like I see a lot of these teams. A lot of these names are very familiar. Like I said, Roka and Saucy. I have seen them in the ranks, and so I know what they're capable of. But the Deagle play in Crossfire has been amazing. There have been a lot of eco rounds where like somebody just buys it, like I said, a Deagle, like just glass cannon, and they make an impact in the round. They are like getting like 3Ks and 4Ks or whatever, turning grounds around. So like you don't know what to expect, right? I've just been very surprised at the level of play, and people are like these teams are taking it seriously. And you can't count anybody out, and so everybody has to work as a team. You can't just have aimers. You can't just have folks just like individual performances or whatever. Because we saw, for example, one of the teams yesterday went really well the night before, and then the next day it's just like the performance was flat. They had 2 subs, and so like it made a difference for the team. So like you have to play as a team, and I'm looking forward to see what these teams come up with on these every match. Like I said, for Dust 2, it's been there since the beginning of the game or whatever. I played on Dust 2 in my very short CS 1.6 professional career, so I'm always
letting everybody know how old you are.
Yeah,
Quick little 1.6 reference there.
I'm claiming it right now. I was playing before Steam was a thing, as a word, when it was a Half-Life 2 mod, blah blah blah. But anyway, enough about getting off my lawn. The idea is like, I want to see what these teams come up with on Dust 2, and a lot of plays I've seen has just been extremely creative. Like I said, I like the level of play here for Crossfire, so I'm happy to be here and happy to watch, and we'll see. I definitely want to see if we can get to Mirage and see how that plays out as well.
Yeah, Map 3 Mirage would be beautiful. Speaking of Crossfire, although this is not a VRS tournament, this is probably the best Counter-Strike that anybody's going to get to watch tonight. I know there's Dust 2 Eagles Masters going on right now.
Yeah.
I think Lag is playing over there, but realistically, the 2 matches, the 4 teams that are playing tonight, this is the best Counter-Strike that you're going to be able to watch in the world. So thank you for all 16 people being here right now. And I think we're going to jump into this match quite soon. No, prods in my ear let me know there's a tech pause, so we're going to keep yapping. So let's talk about Dust 2. You're Aether, you've picked the map. Akimbo, they win the faux knife round, and they get to choose sides. What side you starting on, Will English?
I would start on CT for sure. I think Dust 2 has become more of a CT sided map, and I would have said that maybe even a season or two ago. Like I thought more T sided. Definitely, if you take mid control, take cat control, just like, and then your options are limitless. Like you can go over to B, you can go over to A. But the thing is, like, I think it's become more CT sided because most of folks will default to put 3 on A and to put 2 on B, and just to rotate depending on what's going on. And then you have this whole you have to wait for the teams to come to you, right? So either they got to come out through mid or they got to come out through cat, and they're going to go to be they're in a tunnel. They're almost in a kill zone, as it were. So you can kind of wait for them to come through. But most teams, I've seen a lot of creativity, especially with the additions of those boxes. So you have the box over towards cat. You also have the box towards mid as well. So you can just change your plans very quickly, and it's not like a trick jump to get onto cat from below. So I would definitely pick CT if I had a choice, and if I was the coach in their ears, I would say pick CT. Let's start on CT, and if you can get 6-7 rounds out of the CT side, you're doing pretty good for terrorists.
Did you just say 6-7? Okay, I'm not doing it. We're old men. Sorry. Production's laughing in my ear. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I agree. CT side is the way to go.
I did not do that intentionally. Okay.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't, but I take advantage of it very intentionally because that's the kind of person I am. Now, this is Aether's map pick. They're going to have a really strong default on their T side. Cat control is the name of the game to start. So Akimbo are going to have to fight into that. Aether probably going to use the long spawns every chance they get. And if they can keep Akimbo with 3 steady on the A site after Aether grab cat control, that B split is probably going to come in. Now, again, I referenced the major with that. Spirit went B 10 out of 12 rounds. They only went long one time when they had 3 players, including Donk, with the best long spawn. So B splits on Dust 2 are very apparent. Whoever's going to be sitting on that site, holding it down, is going to have a pretty tough job. If they waste too much utility early on the CT side, they might just get run over. But that's also the same thing for Aether. They're going to have to make sure those mid-door smokes are landing. They're going to have to make sure they molly off cat early, both at the edge of cat towards mid, plus the stairs, because, the pressure that's going to be applied from Akimbo to take that space and hold it is going to be paramount. Aether has to make sure that they clear into lower correctly with flashbangs and not get flanked from that B push if they don't apply the right pressures. So anything can possibly happen. But then we move over to Overpass.
Yep.
Akimbo's map pick. CT sided again for you or what?
Yeah. I would also say that Overpass is way more CT sided now than it was previously. Again, I would give Overpass more of a 50-50 split pre the rework of the map, but now for what I've been seeing, every Overpass match that I've seen so far post rework, B is just non-existent, right? It's just you either got to retake A or you're struggling to get to B, and all of the strats you used to have through the door, or there's a couple of really good boost spots now, whatever, that people are taking advantage of, and they know that they're there, right? So I know I know there's been some other reworks as well, but just like my goodness, like I've not seen anything go well towards that B site. So I would say, yeah, like I would pick CT, and like you really got to focus on getting those rounds into play, because like T side is going to be really hard unless you've got some really good AWPs, and you can take a lot of that space in mid control as well. But you got a lot of options there too. I saw a strat last night where people are just running around back and forth through the map through showers and going and crisscrossing all the way to the B side as well. So I mean, again, some creativity might help, but I definitely think for Overpass has become way more CT sided, and it's just like it's very important to get those early rounds, because if you lose control of your economy, that's it. Like you're down. You could lose 6 or 7 rounds in a row just by one bad pick, one bad eco round.
You just
Oh
did it
God.
again. You just did it again. And here we are. Can I get a 6-7 in the chat? Just let us know that it's the worst thing you've ever heard. South Park killed it. That's fine. But yeah, Aether probably going to start on the T side over there at Overpass. And realistically, the way the map is built, it's like if you can get an early smoke out towards front bathrooms, flash off the op line from the CTs, Molly and Connector, they can't hang out in bathrooms. They can't hang out in long. They have to fall back onto the A site, and you can grab a ton of space almost all the way up to A site by about a minute 20. All you have to do is deal with water control. So they can find the boost, have a couple of good pieces of utility to stop the CTs from grabbing water control. Make sure they don't get spammed through any of those wood walls if the connector door gets broken. I feel like Aether might have a pretty good time on their T side, especially when I know it's Sassy. If he can maintain his economy, get the op in his hands, he's going to dominate. I don't foresee any reason why he wouldn't. The Akimbo side, obviously, this is a newer team, a new group of 5 players coming together. Open season 55, they get first place. Or season 54, season 55, and now they've moved into advanced. So this is just off-season prep for them. They're probably going to be working through their defaults, maybe a couple of little hiccups, little human error things, a couple of NA nades, as Quantum Deathcat likes to call it. He likes to say, "Oh, that guy just put the NA in nade when the Molotov or the smoke or the flashbang misses." But yeah, growing pains for sure on the Akimbo side, and I assume Aether, based on last season, based on the fact that they're an ECL team, based on the fact they go 5-2 in Cup number 2, like these guys are a dominating force right now. And with the recent pickup of Sassy, they're going to do nothing but get better. Now,
I mean, practice makes perfect,
practice does make perfect. As we have what seems to be a little bit of an extended tech pause, I don't want to talk your ear off, chat. So, Parad, if we could throw it to maybe a little 5-minute timer break, we'll come back when this game is about to start. So, grab some water, grab a snack, come back, and it'll be Aether versus Akimbo in a best of 3. We'll see you then.
Times cross your mind, oh yeah. I never 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 cross your mind, oh yeah. And I keep on thinking of you. And I keep on dreaming of you. Yeah, yeah. I can't even feel when we're both alone tonight. Yeah, yeah. Hey, and I keep on thinking of you. And I keep on dreaming of you. I can't even feel when we're both alone tonight. Feel you in my arms, it's the best. I don't ever wanna let go. See you in my head, and I don't know if I wanna let go. Happy days come around when I'm feeling cold. Sad boy got the silence when he in the room. Listen to the drop, I've been taking all my time, it's a lot. Spending out some cookies and I'm locked. Looking on the beat that is cocked. Living my life, but I'm feeling the pain. I'm taking my life together, rearrange. I remember we were broke, now it's music all day. Not talking seasons, but it's all about the Coldplay. Never ever ever stop, even when I hate to say. I just gotta keep doing my thing if you ever need me. And I keep on thinking of you. And I keep on dreaming of you. Yeah, yeah. I can't even feel when we're both alone tonight. Yeah, yeah. Hey, and I keep on thinking of you. And I keep on thinking about you. And I keep on dreaming of you. And I keep on dreaming. I can't even feel when we're both alone tonight. Oh yeah, okay. Okay,
It's getting harder, you turn my heart up, throw me in water. I'm getting higher, just to feel ya, cause I need to. No one knows it, heart is frozen from your pores. think I'm overdosing. I 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 think I'm overdosing. It's getting stronger. I think I'm overdosing. I think I'm overdosing. 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 I think I'm overdosing. I think I'm overdosing.
I've been trying to. I've been trying to.
Where's Jeebs? That's the question we were asking in the TAC
Jeebs!
timeout. About 20-minute delay there. Aether trying to scramble to find their fifth, but it seems like Martin is in and ready to go. So we're going to be heading over to Dust 2 very shortly. Remember, this is the map pick of Aether, so Akimbo are going to get their map side, and we assume it's going to be the CT side. And as this game gets rolling, we're going to be jumping into it. Any last words? Any last piece of advice for chat, Will, before we start?
I think you know exactly what I'm about to say. So 6-7.
Oh my God, send us in, Prod. Send us in. We're going.
You wanted it, you got it. Thanks, chat. And also shout out to the
We
Proofies.
wanted it. Floofies, that was the last one until round 2. Akimbo starting on the CT side. They have just a single decoy on Little Beer, armor across the board for the T side, flashing smoke on Micro. On the PT side, rather, smoke and flash on the T side. And Aether are trying to press their way through long.
It's just an unfortunate trait there going in for Akimbo. So now they're down to the last 2 players. And everybody that was defending this A site, Nate Long, has gone to the Aether. You see what I did there? So now you have a 3v2 going on to this website.
Yeah, good trades. Pretty effective for the Aether side going out towards long. And as they march their way up towards Cat, they throw the bomb across. The initial smoke that they had, not effective. They're going to get that bomb down. It's a 3-on-2 post plant. And I think Akimbo are going to be trying to press up for this early. Frizzy and Glorn's trying to get this done. Maybe a little bit of a jump spot here for Frizzy. Maybe a boost to try to take this fight, but they're going to have to double swing this. And as the members of Aether set up in long, Martin, the latecomer, finds the first headshot onto this retake potential from Frizzy, and Glorn's left alone, and Sassy with the Glock deals with him and put the first on the board for Aether. 3 surviving. Looking pretty good. Akimbo coming in a little bit cold after a 20-minute tech pause. That's okay. Quick deep breath, shake it out. And no force buy just yet. Aether should be up to 2.
You talk about like the practicing that shot forever, right? Like it's just like when you see a headshot from that long range with the USBs or with the Glocks, it's crazy. And also Akimbo is like not getting the message. They're gonna rush right through.
This is usually what happens when you're like, okay, we just want to get this game going. We fumbled the pistol round. We want rifles in the next. We're just going to press the issue. And Aether are kind of doing a good job dealing with this. Umar and Seb trying to clean this up, but the USPs ring true. Umar loses his life, and now Seb needs to get out of there. Can't overstay his welcome, and he does a little bit too long. Micro trades back out on the Little Beer, getting curious up towards Catwalk, into a 3-on-3 post plant we go. Trip might be convinced to save this Galil moving forward.
Or not, maybe they go for it because they have 3 players. They know they're at least 1 player on the site right now, but they've got an upgraded weapon. They're going to try to go for this. Trip with the Galil in hand is going to try to find one of these 2 players. Oh, he gets headshot right away, though. That's going to change their plans. And now, Akimbo's going to get pinched from both sides. So this is going to be a short amount of time for Akimbo. That's 1, and that's 2.
Not a bad round. Akimbo pressing the issue with the USPs and Aether. Playing it pretty smart. I feel like Seb could have snuck back into long room and survived, but nevertheless, 3 rifles move forward. Micro going to pick up the MAC-10, has a okay long spawn, but might not be fun for him to take that fight. M4 is across the board for the CT side, and I'm trying to find a kit. I don't think I see one, so this is going to be a fight round for Akimbo, and we can see it early. Heavy util towards long. A little bit of posturing from them, but as Aether set up to go towards B site, it is that aforementioned B split.
Yeah, the dink coming in for Akimbo. Now it's only 2 players who are left to defend this B site. They're about to get raided upon, and that's going to take 2 players down, and Morocco goes down as well. So now it should be a free open B site, and now it's going to be a 3v4 retake. But also, Micro's trying to play spoiler alert here, trying to find his 2 players.
Oh, good first with the MAC-10. Finds a second. He realizes the retake ain't happening. And now Micro just got to play with his food for a second. Trip and Glorn's find 2 to put this into a 2v2. And Glorn's looks like he wants to press the issue. Re-smoke on door. Only gives him an avenue through window, but the heavy util from Aether, based on the fast play, leaves them up good. This is 3-0 for Aether. And Akimbo just want to try to survive. Their economy's going to look a little shot. But now, we've seen Akimbo fight for long, multiple rounds in a row. We saw the good team coordinated push towards top mid, just USPs. So Akimbo are fighting back. But that aforementioned score line, the 13-7, 13-8 style, looking a little bit more likely. Aether coming in with pretty good plans. Breaking the default early, executing onto site, and committing to the first call made. What's Akimbo got? 3,400 loss bonus. That's about it.
Yeah, they can definitely buy up into this round. They can force a little bit in this round, but that also means that the Akimbo doesn't get this, does not reset Aether's economy. That means they're going to give a couple more rounds over to Aether. So it's kind of do or die. And a scout's coming out from Frizzy, so it looks like a weeks of desperation. We'll see what's going to happen again. As you mentioned, they've tried to get a read onto Aether's game plan here, but they're going to go towards the B side and go strong. But it looks like maybe they're going to go back towards mid. And it looks like no, actually, the non AWP player is not guarding mid at the usual spot. So now they're going to group up at mid here and see what they're going to do. See if they can find some more information.
Donk has kind of changed the game up here. The mid player now on Dust 2 kind of is usually the star rifle. That's going to be Little Beer's position, rotating towards B to help Roka. Aether just running through their standard default. Sassy, as the smoke clears on door, takes out Little Beer. Micro's disconnection puts us into a 4v4, but at a minute 10, Aether have all the space they need. We can see upper B tunnels being held by Seb, just controlling any kind of push through B. And this gives Aether a chance to maybe set up cross smokes on Cat. They can even fall back towards B site if they feel the pressure's a little bit too much, but they're committed. They're moving quick. Umar spots the first towards long. Here's the scout, rings out. Almost gets his life taken from him, but it gets cleaned up back site. Lauren's good for one, but the trade just too effective. But now they hear the M4 scout ringing out from long. They deduce the last two members of Akimbo are here, so the cat plant comes in, and a 3-on-2 post plant commence.
Yeah, no kits on either player, so they're going to have to go fast. But the scout does get the first frag, but that might change their plans as Trip goes down. So now it's just Frizzy with the scout and the dream in a 1v2.
Possible. Good shots
Highly
from a
unlikely.
distance. Wouldn't count any of these players out in any of these situations. And now he's spotted one towards CT spawn. He can take this easy 1v1 on site. Runs low in the mag. Sassy with the AK-47 cleans it up and picks up his weapon of choice to boot. 4 on the board for Aether. Sassy with a triple in that round. Great work from him. But now, tech pause after tech pause. Where's Jeebs? Micro the one to disconnect this time, not Martin. And as I look at the scoreboard here, I can see Sassy and Martin leading the way 5-1, the two of them. And now it's going to come down to Aether's ability to count the money. They can see it as well as we can. They definitely know these guys are going to be on probably a pretty light force by M4's low utility, maybe FAMAS's heavy utility. And if Aether run the same default they did last round, one top mid, one watching long, a little flash over, Molotov for Cat, and the double push through lower, they're going to hear the utility from Akimbo and realize what they're going up against. And if Aether grab Cat control by a minute 10 the way they did, they're going to be able to split A or B quite quickly.
Yeah, for sure. But again, Aether's executes have been really good so far. I mean, like, their decision making in their mid rounding has been on point so far. Akimbo have had some pretty solid defenses, and once they're set up, they're usually pretty good, and they usually make those shots. But Aether has, just the experience on that team, as you mentioned, like the storied roster. They've kind of seen a lot of this stuff before. And again, Dust 2. Just again, if you don't know how to play Dust 2, are you an actual Counter-Strike team? I'm not sure, especially in the modern era. So now you're just seeing kind of like this, the years of creativity, the years of hugging and running strats on this map. Akimbo is force buying a little bit, upgraded pistols and the MP9 in the hand a little beer. But we're still waiting for Micro to get back into the server. So I mean, first it was Martin. Was like, where's Martin? And now we're like, where's Micro?
Yeah. I feel like this tech timeout is going to get a little bit extended, and that's okay. But yeah, as you mentioned, CT side, a little bit of a force into this. Upgraded pistols, SMGs, couple of pieces of utility to maybe feint that they're on a buy. This is definitely so the op can come out in round number 6. So if Aether play their cards right, a little bit of a putt in round, and they can start off their T-side campaign quite dominant. Now, I do want to talk about Seb here for a second. This guy played for Lag for about 5 seasons. He was picked up by the Zomblers after a little bit of a rocky road there with the Lag organization. And as soon as he joined the Zomblers, I was watching him, and he was an absolute dominating force. Now joined by Sassy back on Aether, the 2 stars from that ex-Zomblers lineup. And they're showing why Aether has made a good decision to pick them up. Right? They're joining Jeebs, the heart and soul of this team. This guy's been with Aether realistically for 7-8 seasons now. It's his strat book, it's his game plan, it's his ability to put 5 players together with passion and intelligence to create that winning lineup, and he's doing it beautifully so far. On the Akimbo side, kind of lacking that coach. They have S5J waiting in the wings, JSP as well, but no coach to speak of. They're riding on the laurels of Roka and Glorins to maybe shape them up, pull them across the line, and they haven't done a terrible job of it so far.
Yeah, definitely not. But again, this Aether author, regardless of the pieces that they put together, it comes together as a whole, and they are doing pretty well so far with 4 rounds on Dust 2. Also, we did see a little bit of the action from Salsi in the AWP, as you mentioned. I mean, I know you were looking really forward to that. He definitely was taking care of mid to begin with, right? So he got the opening frag through the doors. But we're still waiting for micro. But yeah, it's just again, I'm seeing a lot of this stuff, a lot of the experience coming into play. It's like Akimbo, like it's not what I would have expected from them coming into this map, but like again, you're facing a really good team in Aether, and so it's gonna be I hope that Akimbo can get their legs underneath them. I mean, I think a lot of this tech pause and those waiting that we've been doing kind of maybe attribute to Gold Hand Johnny's. Maybe they were warmed up, ready to go, and then speaking of being warmed up, Micro is back.
Hell yeah. $3,400 in the bank. He's going to be gifted some. Maybe the AK was dropped to him. Who knows? Umar, yet to purchase, gets the MAC 10 in his hands. And I want to watch the Sassy boost mid. Because last time Akimbo was on just pistols, he got aggressive towards mid. Sassy looks like he wants to get on the head of maybe Martin. Oh, he's going towards B site. I lied to the chat. Here we go. Round number 5 of map 1 between Akimbo and Aether. A couple of tech pauses ruining our day. And Sassy's movement doesn't miss one. First, though, Little Beer walks to his demise, 308 to the chest. It's going to be a bad day. Like Ice Cube says, shotgun bullets are bad for your health.
You mean it's a good day? It's a good day.
Yeah, exactly. It's going through the motions here on Aether. They're grabbing cat control same way they did before, running their default 2 into lower. Seb just marches straight down mid. And as they go back, they're lining up for a little bit of an execute. Roka, shoulder spotted. Sassy near miss. Now Roka's overwhelmed by the MAC 10. Umar takes him out, and that's a clean take onto the B site. The rest of Akimbo, I feel like they can go for damage. They got to just watch these exits. That's what they're spreading out to do. But Seb, pick on it, hungry for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no point in trying to save these weapons. They want the full loss bonus when they get into the next round. So it's just a matter of time. It's almost like Saucy is inevitable at this point. And so Frizzy, USP, 1v4. No kit, and like I said, stranger things have happened, but the odds are not in his favor, and so Frizzy will go down. That'll be a 5th round for Aether, and now Akimbo has a decision to make. Right, this is gonna be a gun round for Akimbo.
Frizzy off, here it comes.
They gotta do something here. Like they gotta get around on the board, otherwise, Aether is in control of this game, and I'm not sure Akimbo can recover.
Listen, Micro just got dropped the op with the long spawn. I feel like he's going to get flashed out. Sassy has no ego. This guy's like, yeah, no problem, dude. I'll play with the Desert Eagle or AK. Go take your shot. That's exactly what he's doing, going for that long fight. And he's going to be potentially gifted it. He's raining out. He gets in front of it. Space to be gained. Blue bin now held by Martin. And this is when the rest of Aether can start setting up. Default mid take, smoke towards door is good. But Akimbo feel the pressure towards long. Lauren's solo on Cat. And this will be the first time he's realistically fought up nice and close, but the Mollies, they grab cat controller, just going to push him back. So this is a little bit of a haphazard setup from Akimbo. They're trying to grab a ton of info all at once. And the way Aether have been playing, they're going to take everything from you before they give anything, so you need to watch out.
Well, this is the first time that I believe that Akimbo has stopped the push coming in from Aether. I mean, like, usually the long A has been their play, but they finally slowed Aether down a little bit. And so maybe Akimbo taking control of the space like very early is going to give them an advantage here. If we can find a couple of these players on the count, that's one. And now he needs the second frag to kind of make the difference here. But the NMP is still lurking out there somewhere. And it gets Seb down. That's 2. But now Trey comes in for Trip and it's like almost there. Oh, there's a 3rd frag coming in for Akimbo as well. So now this is the round that was important for them. And they are stepping up huge.
Yeah, I eat my words there. The double aggression from Akimbo. I figured trying to get that info towards long, the pressure they were applying into B tunnels was a little bit too much, and Aether were reading it, but they find their timings, and Lauren's double strike, mid-push to support. It's almost too clean. Akimbo, okay, kind of struggling in this. Micro and Martin find the first 2 in this 2v4, and now they know where the last 2 are. With 15 seconds on the clock, they got to move quick. Micro misses a flip. Little Beer puts him down with a tap to Martin's skull. Akimbo finds their first. Beautifully done on a little bit of an aggressive default round for them.
I mean, that was almost a disaster. Martin with the 1 tap of the AK cross range here. Oh my goodness! But Akimbo do recover. It was almost there. Like I was going to say, like what 4v2? You still lost that, but okay. So Akimbo is on the board, but now they got to maintain the momentum here, and it looks like we're going to finally have the op duel event.
Potentially, yeah. Frizzy is posted for it. Akimbo stacking towards the B site. They've been feeling that pressure on the default, leaning towards B a little bit much. And as Frizzy unscopes, he spots one getting up towards Cats. This is a fast cat control from Aether. 1:30 on the clock, and they have it all. Okay, what's the response from Akimbo? They are pressed up towards long. holding that space and resmoke into B tunnels is going to give a little bit of a posture to it, but usually that's an indication that B site should be maybe undermanned here. And as Aether still roll through this default grab cap control, we set up for the cross smokes towards B, and this is beautifully timed.
Yeah, the AWP is rolling out towards mid as well, going towards the B side. There are 2 players here. They're different. The first one, of course, is looking the other way, and now the rest of the 2 players are going to join them and take down the other players. So now it's going to be 4v3, and Akimbo may go for this. I mean, they've been aggressive even without kits before, but where's one player at least with a kit and Frizzy? But the save is going to be the call. They're going to try to hold us AWP for the next round.
Yeah, the pressure applied from Aether at the start of the round, just a smoke and a flash towards long. They realize probably more than one is there because of the heavy distribution of util from Akimbo. Once they kind of sniff this out, the call is made, split B, and the smoke thrown on the fly from top mid is almost too beautiful. And as it plumes, they crush the B site. Roka, Little Beer, didn't do anything. Now as they hunt these last few members of the CTs down, Trip's going to get one on the Seb, but it's just the save simulator for Akimbo and Micro. He's not great in the bag though. You probably need to survive this round. He does find one, traded back out. They're going to be just fine. Aether find a 6th on their T side of Dust 2, and Akimbo shut down right after a round victory. It seemed like they might have had it understood what Aether was doing, but Aether one step ahead. And these are the protocols I was talking about. Everybody understands Dust 2, right? You take the early mid-fight just with information gain. You fight off long with utility. If you feel pressure towards B, drop a smoke or a molly, no stress. And then what's the next step? You have to watch for that default to be played out. And Akimbo, this is their change-up. The boost for Frizzy on Cat, Little Beer in lower. And they know Aether loves to play this double fight into lower, so they're actually ready for this.
Yeah, for sure, but there's only one player on the B site, and Salsi takes them down immediately. And that is so unfortunate. Quick. Yes, he is. Salsi on the AWP is almost inevitable, as where the bomb will come right to the site. But there's a little bit of fight in tunnels, but not in the result in the favor of Akimbo. So now, once again, they're back on the save. They got to fight. Like now, it's facing 5 players they could potentially hunt.
This is a great protocol from Aether too. This is a little bit of a different setup for their default. They don't really care about space on this one. It's all about finding that reaction from Akimbo. And Aether, they don't even fight into lower. You can see that that's Seb's job. Usually the guy who just kind of doubles down first to swing into lower. And he doesn't do anything about it. He just patiently waits while the rest of his team march onto the B site. He felt the pressure and he dealt with it. And as I'm yapping away, the rest of Akimbo get hunted down. 3 survive for Aether, and their economy going to the moon. Akimbo, on the other hand, this is going to be maybe a force buy. I feel like everybody can purchase Frizzy's going to have to potentially scout this round, or Famas. And it's Roka who's going to take the scout, and the half purchase does commit. A little bit of a force pistol armor for the side of Akimbo.
Yeah, kind of a quarter buy, if you want to call it that. And they're going to get aggressive towards mid once again. But Salsi is there. He misses the first shot, but Akimbo do not take advantage of it. But like I was going to mention earlier, while all this eco round plays out a little bit here, you know, I mentioned how like you lose control of this game very quickly, especially like Akimbo is just a perfect example of this. They got the one round, but now they're looking at an 8-1 scoreline here once Frizzy gets inevitably taken out. And they're just their economy is not in their favor, and so they have 0 control of this game. Their CC side is completely deflated, and now the only way to get back into this game right now is to win this out. Now they will be able to buy into this round as well, and the first is going to be back on the AWP. But if I were Akimbo, I would probably focus on rifles, because buying these expensive weapons is not yielding them a positive result.
No, definitely not. Frizzy yet to really get activated, though. We saw him a couple of tags with the scouts. I think this might be his second purchase of the op. Nothing got done the first time, but there he goes. First opening pick on Umar. Overextending. Confidence is a killer sometimes. Umar walking into a fight he shouldn't have. Seb taking an aggressive stance out towards long. Pretty solo as well. Expecting Akimbo. A little bit patient, and he overstays his welcome. Trip through the edge of the smoke, puts him down, but now this default still rolling through its paces. Aether. Martin finds his kill. In the 3-on-3 we go, but now Akimbo a little bit split up. They're trying to pressure down towards Cat. Martin swing through the Xbox, spots 2. He's just trying to survive here, and as he sets his head up, Trip puts him down, whack-a-mole style. Into a 3-on-2 we go.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say, oh my goodness. How? How do you get those kind of shots? And now it's down to a 1v1. They will get the bomb play here for
Gracie
Aether,
plant.
but Roka has to make the shot of a lifetime here. He has a kit in hand, but he has to find this player very quickly.
Dude, he's never expecting Micro to be down in this position. Don't jump again, Micro. You can see the bombs planted high, and he's like, where could this guy be? Deep pit. Could be hiding, crouched behind car. Sitting in CT spawn is probably the last place he's going to look. And as he drops a smoke on towards the bomb, Micro knows Roka's got to go up on high to defuse this, so spray to win.
Oh no. Not like this. Not like this. What? What? Oh! No.
Micro, a little bit of a count in his head. Maybe it seemed a little cattywampus, but he was expecting maybe a leg to be shown through the edge of the smoke. And as he sprays, pops it open, finds the kill, and that's 9 on the board for Aether on their T side. Akimbo faltering. It seemed like it was a good start to the round. They were getting the trades effective. 3v3. The double push for Cat enlisted 2 kills as well. A 2-for-1 trade. The pressure applied early from Seb, capitalized upon by Micro, gives them a crazy lead, 9-1.
Yeah, this game is out of control for Akimbo at this point. They're just gasping for air. Every time they think they have an advantage, like Aether clutches it up and makes it work. And so that last round was probably the closest they got to winning a round cleanly, minus the last part in the trying to defuse the smokes. And so now Akimbo just flailing a little bit, like players will spread all across the map, and Aether is in full control. They're just gonna be patient and wait for Akimbo for the aggression.
Listen, you still have to remember, Akimbo, this is only their second season together. The competition that they got in Open was a confidence booster, right? These guys run their way all the way through Open, nice and easy. All they have to do is play 2-layer protocol Counter-Strike, which is realistically level 10 Hug Star Counter-Strike. You add a 3rd level, which is IGL makes a call and you immediately listen. Although there is no plan behind it, that's still a plan. But Aether just one step ahead of that. You can see them finding the team fights everywhere. Roka does respond with 1 on the B side. A little bit too much aggression there from Umar, but now Trip a little bit stuck. Constant aggression from Aether towards long. Seb playing it slow. But as they march onto this A site, it's going to be a bomb plant, a 4-on-4 post plant. Akimbo, they're going to have to re-clear Cat. They're going to have some trouble getting long control back. So CT spawn may be the name of the game.
Yeah, for sure. But Seb is going to try to play spoiler here through the double doors. Is waiting for the right timing here. But Trip is there to greet them. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say Trip is there to greet them. And there was a little bit of a pause there. I was a little bit concerned, face it. But a little beer. Okay. That was unexpected. But Salty is standing on top of the site. He's trying to guard it as well. But Seb does make a spoiler alert. He does get the other kill. So now it's down to a 2v2. And Salty still gets another frag. Seb is still trying to find his last player. He's going to do the defuse, but like, has to find his last player.
No kit. Beautiful volley.
He take his time. He's burning to death. Will he go? And that is going to be Seb clutching it out once again. And Kimbo, Little Beard shows some signs of life, but once again, Aether here with the clutch. And I'm sure if Trip got that frag at long, this would be a completely different story. It'd be 2 rounds to the board for Akimbo. So now the only consolation prize is like maybe they win the last round and a half. Maybe. That plant was a little bit weird. I understand Aether didn't control long, but they had tons of util to smoke off Cat. They wasted 2 mollies early, taking the CT fight. Still, Akimbo. That retake made possible. Frizzy and Roka. Oh, I thought Frizzy had that kill for sure. Umar too quick with it. Now they see Roka getting the kill out towards long. They know that's an open B site, so you can see the speed up happening right now. Roka, the B site player, easy reads for them. He has to deal with this flank of Trip, and looks like Seb is going to run to his demise. Seb!
Bomb down.
I was going to say,
That's the awkwardness of Akimbo's CT side. They're fighting on 2 fronts, and then they have Roka playing out towards long, saying, boys, let me show you how it's done. The rest of Aether are able to just kind of walk through the tunnels, but with that change-up, you never know who's going to be where at that point. So into a 2-on-2 we go, and the bomb's going to get planted.
I mean, Aether did something crazy there. He just baited out Akimbo to find them, because they know where the bomb had dropped in tunnels. But now, Lawrence can find this 1+ player. Okay, so now it's down to the 1v1 once again. Now, can Akimbo clutch it out? And yes, they do. So remember I was talking about this consolation prize for his last round? Well, here you go. Yeah. 2 rounds on the board. I don't want to say call it a comeback, because they haven't been here a while.
Listen, if I know anything about North American Counter-Strike, it's confidence is a killer. when you have 5 players on Aether, look at this score line, 14, 11, 8, 10, 10, everybody fragging, nobody really dying. This is where Akimbo can really step up. This is where the experience of Roka and Glorins can say, all right, boys, take a deep breath. Doesn't matter. This is an off-season, non-VRS match. Listen to the call. Play as a team. We can correct mistakes later. If a call is made, follow it. Because if you don't, there's 2 options. If you don't, there's 4 options. If you do, there's only 2. It's easy to dissect. So calls being made, calls being followed. Akimbo have a chance to get back into this. Aether could overstep. Their confidence could become their detriment. And Akimbo, we could be right back into this, but it looks like a good setup from Aether, setting up for that A site retake. But with no kit, it's going to be a hard one.
Yeah, going a little bit strong towards the B site. Akimbo is playing a little bit more patient than they normally would. I mean, like we see a lot of aggression them coming from the CT side, but now on the T side, maybe they can bait this out. But look at this. Aether knows. Like Aether does not have all the information. They figure they guessed correctly that everybody's towards the longest side. So now it's just a battle for the A site. And Roka. Okay, that's 2. That's cool. I was gonna say, but that's 3 for Roka as well. And so now, can they finally close it out? Can they close this out cleanly? Because Aether, as long as one player is alive, they still have a chance. And Akimbo does get the pistol round. Okay, momentum. I'll give it a little bit of momentum, but I gotta see a lot more from Akimbo. A little bit
Listen,
more.
they didn't see Glorins on the flank either, so that can come back in play later. Glorins didn't need to speed up on that. He still had teammates alive. Roka with the P250 finding 2 to make it into a 5v3. Nice and easy. Now the Force Buy does come back in. Sassy with that Desert Eagle getting ready. I feel like he might have dropped a scout for someone so they can get scout armor. Maybe not. He got that Desert Eagle and he is deadly with it. Got a scout towards mid doors. They're just going to be poking and prodding. And the fun thing about the scout, if you start shooting it, you can continuously shoot the scout with reloads, continuously shoot for the entire term of the round. A minute 55 worth of shooting the scout nonstop. Poking, prodding, tagging, tearing, making Akimbo scared to check any corner. Making the Desert Eagles that much stronger. It's going to stop for now.
Yep, Akimbo just taking a little bit slow here. They've been fooled before here in these eco rounds as were, but the double scout setup coming out from Aether is giving them pause for concern.
But there's more pause for concern right there. Here going before his own smoke.
Yeah, I was gonna say who needs scouts when you got a Desert Eagle and Hans and Lumar, and so now they find his last 2 players, but Martin is gonna clutch up as well, find another player. So now it's down to 3v5 and a little bit concerning, but Akimbo needs to move fast.
Glorins tagged by the scout, headshots across the board. Trip does find one back. It's a 2v3, weapon advantage over to Akimbo. As they get that bomb planted, busy fingers. Glorins lets it go, actually. He expects the pressure through the window to come in as Trip is covering. So a chance for this retake to happen, and because that plant didn't come in, Glorins going to be stuck with the bomb as he plants. Trip's going to have to defend. Good for the first. Sassy trades back out. Now Glorins into a 1v1. Both players relatively low. Micro can one-shot with this scout, but the low HP maybe favors the Scaleel, and Glorins playing ring around the rosy. The spam through the wood, just not there. Timer in his favor. Bomb is going to get planted. Post plant underway. Micro knows exactly where he is. Can't connect the shots, but that's a terrible way to win a round and an amazing way for Aether to lose. Akimbo's economy still going to be on the brink of destruction.
What a great heads-up play also on that retake, because they had 2 players. They knew they were coming from a couple different directions, and he got the right trade in the right. So one player was looking towards doors, and one player was looking towards pit, and got both of those frags, whatever. So was able to set up the 1v1 to make that round possible. So now Akimbo 4 rounds on the board, and Aether finally on the eco.
It is an eco. And I look, and I see Sassy on a 5-7, not a Desert Eagle. He's playing the economical game to get the op armor next round, because he knows it's a bunch of Galeals on the opposite side. And as they press up towards mid, Seb solo with the 5-7. Can't get anything done. No support. Nothing to write home about. Different boom of a nade on Cat. Sassy dropped to 60. Scout does get a tag on the trip towards top mid, so that is something good. Aether rotating off Cat, even better. This isn't looking great. Akimbo just playing this one slow, tons of time on the clock, and they're crossing their T's, dotting their I's, making sure they're not going to get caught out by those scouts. And Desert Eagles, once again,
A great change of pace coming in for Akimbo as well. Just playing as a team, being calm, not being reactive, not being aggressive. So we saw a lot of aggressive early on. So maybe Aether was trying to adjust for that. And as I say that, 2 frags coming in for or going towards Cat. Now this bomb should be an easy plan for A. He needs to find his last 2 players. And so once the bomb is planted, I'm sure they're going to hunt for his last 2 players. It's Salsi and Lumar. But oh yep, there's one. And now it's just Salsi with the 5-7 and a dream.
I'd love to see a tack timeout come in for Aether after this. Martin, I think it was Martin's economy. He's only got $950. Lost bonus is adding up, so he's going to be able to get the M4 head armorless next round. Sassy's going to be able to off armor up. Tack timeout just to rejig, just to take a deep breath and say, okay, they got 3 in a row. What has caused this? Is it our solo fights? Is it missed utility? No, it's okay. Just play it out. We're not looking. We're not looking, okay? Micro with maybe a little bit of a lower spawn. If he pushes upper B, though, with this Gator, he might be gifted something for free.
Bro?
Oh,
no. No, come on.
The little beer doesn't care. He's playing deep on this as they fight towards long set. Smells a couple. Good nade. Great damage. Making 2 of these members, Roka and Trip, susceptible to the one-shot headshot from these M4s. And Micro, beautiful off angle. Little beer clears this. Nicely done. Khalil finds its mark, but Sassy's aggression on Cat trades that back out, and now Akimbo's whereabouts are definitely known as a Khalil strikes on the 7.
9 times out of 10 the shotgun shot hits, especially because he was set and he was ready to shoot. But you got to take advantage of. Now it's down to a 2v2. The Salsi is still alive with an AWP, standing tall on this site. It's covered by smokes though, so we're not going to find him just yet. But also, Lumar is also towards mid, and so as the smoke fades, now it's game time. Gets the first one for free. Now he's gonna find this AWP player. Can't Salsi clutch this out? Oh, I was gonna say he had vision on the other one. He does not get him. He does get jumping the outside.
Up the up.
Returns the favor, and that's a 6th round on the board just like that. Showing Aether kind of what they were doing on their T side.
Yeah, very similar scenes here. Akimbo just taking this default nice and slow. This is what I talked about at the half. Roka and Glorans clearly in the mic, talking calmly, passing information carefully, making sure there's no over communication, no crazy excitement. And they're able to find rounds on the board, but Frizzy takes a tag from the double scout here in mid. Back towards long they go.
And again, what a blind is does not. Deagle is going to get a free kill just from the flashbang alone. It gets the trade right away, and Glorans is going to step up. But Glorans, my friend, is stepping up huge. Like you see more of him in the kill feed, and more success for Akimbo. So now, down to the last 2 players, and only a scout in the hands of Martin. We've seen him do some damage with that before, and Roka's going to find Martin down. That is the last. Well, I was saying Salty's going to pick up the scout as well to try to avenge his fallen comrades. Salty is definitely looking for it, but finally is looking in 2 different directions.
Oh my God!
And gets taken down. And now it's just down to 1v2. But Lumar is going to go for this.
He got 2 kills from long, dropping the bomb as well, and his rotation up towards Cat is not going to be heard. He's going to have a chance here. Default plant comes in. Trip's going to have to deal with Catwalk here. He's got utility to do it, so he should be mollying this off there. Oh, Lumar's going to be in front of it, but the tag is heard, and Trip deals with him, and that's a 7th on the board for Akimbo. And this comeback, starting to look pretty real. That 10-2 half not looking great. And I'm going to ask it again. The same thing I asked while those tech pauses were happening. Where's Jeebs? Attack timeout probably needs to come into play here shortly just to slow down whatever's happening, whatever communication errors are happening on the Aether side. We can see them doing haphazard setups. I mean, they haven't really got amazing purchases in yet. This would be their first real one because Micro was on the Gator a couple of rounds ago. This is the change-up. Rushing towards Cat. It's going to be Seb and Micro looking for these fights towards top mid. They're going to be gifted them 3 swinging, but they can't get anything done. Great trade from Seb, and he's got to get himself out of here. 4v4. Either way, next fight should be Martin through a pop smoke amid. He's not going to be given anything. Akimbo just take this space and slow right down.
Yeah, for sure. So it's down to a 4v4, and Martin, without a scoped weapon at this point or whatever, the only scoped weapon is back to Salsi. But he has the pick of the litter here, but he's going to get mollied off and pull back. Now Aether's trying to take in the space, but actually, a couple players going to back up and go towards the B side, and maybe they're thinking there's going to be a spoiler alert on the other side. But Seb, on the other hand, is definitely taking that aggression. He's going to get spotted.
Oh no!
And Frizzy the op is activated. So now the only thing you have to worry about for Aether now is to find this AWP and get it out of Southeast's hands. He's gonna get double swung on from the long doors, and now he gets taken down right behind that. So now that is a good chance for Akimbo to get the 8th round on the board as they find the last player in Martin with an M4 and a dream. I don't think he's gonna go for this.
Akimbo were just too ready that round. That was the first time we've seen them triple swing mid, 1 through suicide, 2 passing palm tree to take the cat fight, and it was successful. Now, if Sassy was in that position with the op, I feel like he could have got the first one and fallen back. Seb does do well to trade back out, but doesn't overstay his welcome, and his rotation out towards long, kind of short-lived. Sassy as well. I don't know. Doesn't seem to work out. I think Seb might have died on cat instead. Caught out, right? Trying to look at the minimap and remember my brain as an old man. All these tech pauses.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, an 8th on the board for Akimbo, and they've sutured up this gap of 10-2 to 10-8. Where's Jeebs? Question that's lingering in my mind. Coach got to grab control here. Reset,
Jeebs is nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. I think he's
again.
still...
We did critique Aether a little bit, saying, "Hey, these guys." 5-6 seasons of working together. They've just picked up Sassy. Seb came in a couple of seasons ago. They have their shit together. Akimbo, newer roster, 5 players, 2 seasons deep, only playing open. But again, you made the point of saying this is Dust 2. And that's all you have to say. You say to any gamer in the world, hey, do you play Counter-Strike? And they go, I've heard of it. That's Dust 2, right? Yeah, dude, you know what Dust 2 is, right? It's a chessboard, not the first-person shooter world. Little Beer playing like a queen, Micro playing like a pawn. I can see on the other Desert Eagle, so I don't want to call him a pawn, but got the pawn treatment. And now as Akimbo dissect this map, they're clearing cat, clearing mid doors. Glorin's potentially gonna call the troops to a mid to B split, and that'd be the play. Umar, the only one on B side with a 5-7 and a dream, while the rest of Aether will line up and hold back the A push.
Yeah,
there's that mid door smoke, or the CT smoke rather.
For sure. I mean, Ether can do some damage in this round. I mean, we've seen them with lower weaponry make their shots, especially with that Desert Eagle in the hands of Salsi. So we know that you don't count them out just yet, but Akimbo should make this. They're going to make the execute into the A site, and they just got to find these 2 players and make it work. So now the smoke is there to cover, but the flashbang will help out as well. Seb blinded. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, he just knew the timing of it. He got the headshot without being able to see it. It's just like, he just knew where the player was going to be. But now the rest of the Aether is going to go down. Now it's down to 2 players. Trying to find those last frags. Now it's down to South Sea once again. Can he find players? And he does not. He's going to, like, should die. He should die to this so he can get the full loss bonus. But hey, you know, this is why I'm in the booth.
He's got a weapon of choice, dying on the CT side versus surviving. He's still got the money, but this is his life at the end of the day to trip. And I see in chat that I feel like I got to defend myself a little bit right now to JSP, the substitute over there at Akimbo. I know these boys have not only played open. I know these guys are ECL, ex-Tier 1 pros in Roka. I'm just saying, as a core 5, they've only played open together, right? 1 season.
There it is.
Themselves into advance by the victory. I'm tracking what these boys have to offer. The 10-2 half got me a little bit too excited in the Aether camp. Attack pause does come out. Jeebs, we have found you. You have spoken. What's the change up? You've tried your cat play with a couple of rifles. Sassy does not have the option to get up cat too quickly. They haven't really played the Sassy op towards mid doors. They've applied a ton of pressure towards B tunnels through B site. And Akimbo, just patient as hell, waiting for all of these pressures, all these pushes from Aether. They seem to have a response just based on, you know, what they're seeing. Hey, we're going to take this early fight. What's the next step? Let's grab cat control. I need a mid-door smoke and a flash through, maybe Molly behind mid-door so we don't get caught out by anything crazy. Martin throwing that same mid-doors nade is going to give information over to Akimbo that he might be going into lower, but it doesn't matter. A little deal with the rest of his crew flying out towards low.
Yeah, for sure. So Either do have weapons, and also Saucy and Blue are going to be on the double op setup. I mean, a very classic 09 kind of strat here, but need to do some action with it. Now, Seba has been holding his weight along with Saucy as well. Any weapon that he has in his hands, but Akimbo playing again, showing us a completely different side of their team on offense, being more patient, being more methodical, and being more set play heavy, as it were. So Aether, a little bit of the back foot, but they do go to a default defense for playing 3 players on the A side and 2 towards B. And so now Akimbo just have to make a decision here. They have a lack of information and a lack of aggression coming in from Aether. They need to find these players.
They definitely do. And shining light here is Micro just sitting backside B. Didn't waste any util on his belt. He realizes cat control's still in their control, so he doesn't need to waste anything. He just needs a jiggle, just needs a spot. As soon as Sassy gets burned off of Catwalk, which he never will, the util would come in. But as they set up for this long hit, 35 seconds on the clock, this is going to be a tough hold from the CT side. Sassy can sport with the flashbang if they want to take the fights, but Akimbo, they're just going to walk up on this. This is going to be a jump scare for the members of Aether. Nice and close with the op. Oh, great shot. Opening up on Aroka. No flash. A little bit of a swing for Seb. And Neymar and Sassy have a whole lot to do with it. Up in the smoke is going to support, but a missed shot. Neymar gets taken out as he tries to mantle off of A sight. Sassy going for more, but Lauren's a trip too quick. Martin left in a 1v4. Only 4 seconds to go on that clock. But they do punch in the numbers, and this is a tie game. 10-10 from 10-2 and Aether. A little bit of a stinker on the CT side. Doing too great. Sorry, boys. I knew you were in the chat.
Yeah, it's just not looking too good for Aether. And also, too, like, they had both AWPs on top of that site or whatever, but unfortunately, this is not, like the 2010 Navi squad. You know, the AWP setup is not effective, and so the execute from Akimbo came in and wiped them out very, very fast. And so now Aether is a little bit in the back foot. They're back on the eco once again. They're going to have to save up for the next round. But now the danger is you can give Akimbo match point if you do not get this next round. So this is going to be the eco. It should be a 11th round on the board for Akimbo. But Aether has got to step up huge at this point. They were so strong on the CT half, but they have not won a round since.
Yeah, struggling on the CT side. Akimbo slowly picking them apart, dissecting them almost. And I was unaware of their T-side game. Now, Aether maybe expecting a little bit of a long aggression again, but Akimbo playing that triple mid setup on their default, realizing they have the weapon prowess, the range advantage. So they're just going to start marching onto site. And as they set up deep cat smokes from mid with flashes and utility to boot, kind of keeping Aether on check. They're just going to flash, swing, split the site. There's nothing Aether are going to be able to do about this.
Yeah, not at all. They're going to find out the B side. There's no one home. And Lumar might be able to put some damage with his scout and does find it and run through the smoke. But that might be all that she wrote. Looks like Aether is going to try to go for this, at least try to do some damage, take some guns out of the hands of Akimbo. But it's going to be very tough. All the close path positions coming in from Akimbo pretty good. Through the smoke and the door. That's telling you how good this game is going for Aether right now. And Frizzy has been on point with his AWP as well. I mean, just like we talk about a comeback for Akimbo, Frizzy had not touched that AWP for the majority of the match and has been effective on the C side. So now, as there's one fall one by one for Aether, one last player is trying to take one gun away. It gets one player down, so it'll be 3 guns going to be across towards the round. But now,
0 guns. Bomb takes out everybody from Akimbo.
Woof.
Doesn't matter. Look at their money, though. Trip 13,000 starting this round.
Woof. Woof, woof, woof.
Well, Purchase does come back in for Aether. Sassy on the op, and I'd love to see him get aggressive. I want to see him go and take these early fights like he knows how to, and then just rotate off the position. He's probably going to get a little bit of a cat boost here, looking into lower. Martin's aggressive towards mid here. This is an awkward spot.
Martin?
He's being held. Frizzy.
Someone like a movie, like they don't know each other is here. It's gonna be, I like the way you use jump scare here because nobody knows they're there. Now the execute's gonna come
Akimbo
through,
going
but
back
Martin
into
still
this
doesn't see anything.
triple mid swing though. This is their default play. Trip should have one more with him. No, he does it solo this time. lulled in by a false sense of security, and he gets run over. Martin finds the first, put back into a 4-on-4 we go, and as he takes those fights, the cat boost gets disassembled, and Little Beer is able to grab the space into lower. This forces the CT defense to falter and fall back. Umar left alone on the B site, and they're setting up for the cross smokes right now.
Yeah, for sure. They're down one player, but they're definitely not out of this round as of yet. Akimbo's still behind enemy lines at this point for 1 minute left on the clock. And they do have Lumar, kind of a strong player on the B side, so they might find some information there, but that is going to change a little bit because now Micro is down towards mid. It's now Akimbo's going to flood out into this site here, trying to find which direction are they going to go. But Saucy, oh my god! He does not get a frag, and that's probably going to be the round for Akimbo, but he needs to find these last two players. And Lumar is
Lumar we trust. Oh, smoke fades in tunnels. Lawrence takes him out. Message in chat here as this round sort of fizzles as Seb goes and saves. And they asked, should Martin leave after that kill? So, two theories on that. There's obviously the yes, there's obviously the no. There is no wrong answer because at the end of the day, you could 1v5 prime vitality with a knife on 1 HP and win a major. I could also turn into a pineapple right now. He gets that opening kill. He has the support of 2 on Cat. The Cat boost gets dismantled. And they swung to take those fights, but the flash that came in from long to support that second layered swing from Akimbo forced the defenders back, and Martin was stuck between a rock and a hard place. His best bet there is just to stick it out, try to take a second skull with him, but it was a little unfortunate that he couldn't. If he tries to scramble out of that position, his runaway time a little bit longer than his fight time survival, so either run away and get shot in the back or stand and bang. And he tried to stand and bang, and he got banged right back. So that's 12 on the board for Akimbo. And Aether, they got the AK on Seb. The force is coming back in. Sassy yet to purchase. Would you agree with my dissection of Martin's chances or abilities, movements that he had top mid there, Will?
I agree. 10 rounds in a row. Match point for Akimbo. And
He's doing it again.
He's like, it's like, why not? If it ain't broke,
he was successful, right?
Yeah.
He was successful, but Akimbo, I don't think are gonna just solo walk out towards top mid. Oh, they're so smart. They're so clean with it. This default is beautiful. As Frizzy jumps, he ain't spotting the head of Martin, but now's the time Martin needs to get himself out of there. Spots one, he does have time to retreat, so there he goes. Gets himself out. Better play. 4v5. They've done damage. Frizzy and Glorion's pretty low, so terrible, but Seb's gonna have to go huge towards long. He's maybe gonna have to aggress into this and find the timing on Roka, because if he's not, he's gonna be stuck here all round long as the mid door smoke comes in, and Akimbo start to march into that mid default.
Yeah, but a couple players are low for Akimbo here, so it's a little bit of concern. They still have all 5 players up, but they have to be careful as they make these execute. And it looks like Cat will be the call going towards the A site. There's only one player here ready to defend, and that's, that is reliable on Martin. I mean, we kind of missing the last round, but he has a chance to make a huge impact here if he can get a couple of these frags off Cat.
He's definitely got to at least kill Little Beer, Trip, or Roka, take the high HP out, allow the util. Remind the util doesn't exist for the rest of Aether, so he's got to go huge. He's got to get 3, but Roka and Glorins, they're not going to not clear this.
That's one. Gonna get the second. All right, he just floods right into it. Gets a trade, but Lumar is there to clean up as well. It gets it down to a 2v2. So now it's do or die for Aether. They need to get this round. They're going to have to retake this. They have nothing to lose. But Seb picks up Frizzy and a missed shot coming in from long. And that's an 11th round on the board for Aether.
Seb's patience towards long. Akimbo's decision to go up towards Catwalk, even though they spotted Seb towards long. They don't account for him late in the round, deep into that post plants, and they come up clutch. They put an 11th on the board, and we're going 24 rounds here. Now, Akimbo's money is a little bit better looking than Aether's. Aether's going to be able to purchase into this, but they might be missing some things. They might be missing some kits. They might be missing some helmets. They might be missing a couple of pieces of utility. So Akimbo probably going to still play the same patient default. They just wait top mid till about a minute, and Aether have been giving them most information. So we got to wait and see how this round does play out. It doesn't seem like much of a change from Akimbo. They're going to grab lower control a little bit quicker. The fact that Aether hasn't put any pressure into that position means they can take this a little bit quicker. Trip should be mauling from top mid into lower to support that take. As a flash comes out, he realizes Martin's not pushed top mid. Good
You realize that.
tutoring.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go.
I was gonna say, you realize there's a little bit of a conditioning coming in for Aether. Like now, Akimbo, instead of like just trying to set up for an execute, checks mid very quickly to make sure that like those lurking players, especially like, since they said 3 players last time, do not get away with it this a third time in a row. Fool me twice, shame on me. So now the setup is going to be for probably the ace site. There's a couple players long here, but like Aether is lacking information right now. They know the couple players are here, but they haven't seen anybody come out outside one of the sites yet.
No, not yet. Seb's about to get a little bit of pressure on his heels here.
Boost?
And Akimbo with the time. Oh, they are. They're going to rotate back towards B site, nice and silent. They know Seb likes to press up towards long doors, and he's definitely going to hear that. He heard Roka rotate off of long. This should force Micro back, but maybe those footsteps are an inkling that they're coming towards him, and the rotation from Aether's off.
Oh,
It's going to
no.
be Umar. We've seen him go big here before. He's gotten 2 from this position, and he needs to do it again as the smoke fades. He's going to have a couple of pieces of utility, but no support. Martin with a flash to help him out, but it's going to come in a little bit late. Good flashes from Umar. He's going to take good swings here. He's got a chance. Finds himself a first, blinded by his own flash. Can't find the second. Martin's utility does come into support, and he does find a kill back. So 4 on 3. This close fight is going to be doable. Aether, do or die. Bob goes down behind the double stack. And Aether are here quickly.
Yeah, for sure. This retake is going to be everything for Aether right now. They don't have the numbers advantage, but right as I say that, Viking is sticking down almost immediately. Frizzy, once again, finds the frags, and so does Salsi as well. So now it's down to 1v2, and Salsi has to come up huge. He has 2 players to fight, and both with covered angles, but he does not get the kill, and that is going to be a 13th round, and the win for Dust 2 for Akimbo.
Yeah, stealing away Aether's map pick, that 10-2 Aether put on display. Quite the T-side show. And I did mention this. It was a 10-2. I said anything is possible. The prowess and experience over there at Akimbo shined through. Confidence was a killer for Aether, and they were unable to bring it back. I'll say it again. Where's Jeebs? No, I got to stop picking on that guy, man. I know he's a great coach. He's maintained this Aether squad in ECL for 5 seasons now, 4 seasons now, and it's been with different rosters time and again. Not really getting a chance to pick and choose who he wants, kind of just getting players dropped in his lap and making it work. But we're going to take a little bit of a break, and when we come back, we're going to be going to Akimbo's map pick of Overpass. So we'll see you then.
This gravity is pulling me away, and now I need to know, how do I get home back to you when I'm stuck in this hole that you're looking through? All I wanna do is fall asleep with you, but I'm stuck in this hole that's pulling me from you. How do I get home? How do I get back? How do I get back? How do I get home back to you? How do I get back? How do I get back? How do I get home back to you? Yeah, it's green on the other side. If If you want another bride, saying that you got it tight, something that you'll never find. Yeah, another life, you gon' want another try, something like the other night, looking for another high. Yeah, expensive taste like a movie. Eyes only looking for the beauty. They don't wanna go if they know me. Maybe missing out an opportunity. Need a Uber X, gotta pick you up on the way. Oh, insecurities gon' make it hard for you to lay low. Switch yourself for someone else, you do it if they say so. Acting like you haven't seen you rolling with the halo, halo. Yeah, it said it's not on me. I know what I want, I'm just waiting for my calling. Yeah, you got a longing to make it with somebody, but lately you been stalling. Oh, lately you been stalling. Yeah, it's green on the other side. If you want another bride, saying that you got it tight, something that you'll never find. Yeah, another life, you gon' want another try, something like the other night, looking for another high. Yeah, expensive taste like a movie. Eyes only looking for the beauty. They don't wanna go if they know me. Maybe missing out an opportunity. Yeah, the right one. Waiting for the right one. But you won't ever find one. Cause you're looking at the wrong ones. Passed up on the one to give you everything. Passed on the one to give you everything you need. Passed up cause you didn't see it on the screen, on the TV. Yeah, it's green on the other side. If you want another bride, saying that you got it tight, something that you'll never find. Hey, another life, you gon' want another try, something like the other night, looking for another high. Hey, expensive taste like a movie. Eyes only looking for the beauty. They don't wanna go if they know me. Maybe missing out an opportunity.
I try to pray for you, even when there's nothing, you always make up something. You know I try to pray for you, even when we're touching, you always make a fuss. Okay, I'm pushing, don't touch my picture. I'm trying to pace it. You kept me waiting. I try to pray for you. I try to pray for you.
A roller coaster of emotions here on the cast, there in the chat, and of course in the server as Aether stumble at the finish line of their map pick of Dust 2. I'm still here with Will English, and I'm Mr. Henry Batt, but Will, walk us through what happened there.
I mean, I wouldn't call it Aether fumbling it necessarily. It's just more of like it was a slow burn coming in from Akimbo. Like, and once they swapped sides, it was just a completely different team for Akimbo. Like we saw a lot of aggression, a lot of missed shots. It's just they look lost. Like every time like Aether would put up a play, Akimbo could not respond correctly or whatever, and their retakes definitely were not successful at all. But then you get into the T side, and as you mentioned, the coaching and the experience comes in from Akimbo. Now, keep in mind, we were on the cast and we didn't write them off at all. I was just like, listen, it's 10-2, but anything can happen, especially in Crossfire. And Akimbo showed that to us now. So now when you go into it's overpass, right? Like, and also they took Akimbo takes their back pick. It takes Aether's back pick in Dust 2. So now you imagine that it would be favored for Akimbo for overpass. So we'll have to see what they come up with on there. But to your point, I mean, like there was only one tech timeout that came in from Aether. They did not slow any of the momentum down from Akimbo, and they got the one round. Now keep in mind, once they got that one run around number 23, I was thinking like, okay, either this is gonna go to overtime, and they're like the mental for Akimbo might have gone boom because hey, you brought this all the way, you had like 10 rounds in a row, and then you stumble at the end. So I would think more of like if it went the other way, it would have been an Akimbo stumble, not an Aether stumble. But like Aether showed their fangs and showed their strength, but just Akimbo was just that much better.
But now, like you said, over onto Overpass we go. This is going to be Akimbo's map pick, and the patience they displayed on their T side of Dust 2 is really going to have to come in spades on their T side of Overpass. Overpass known to be a CT-sided map, Aether with the aggressive op of Southsea. Realistically, if Akimbo can play their T side the same way they played their T side on Dust 2, a little bit of patience, good utility work, team play, and follow the call that is made, they might be able to do a little bit of damage to this Aether side. We're gonna have to jump into this one. Match should be starting here shortly. Again, this is the map. This is the map pick of Akimbo. So they're probably gonna start on the T side. We've seen crazier things. I know if Quantum Deathcat was in here, that guy would start T side nuke. So it's a little bit of a different beast. But into the map we go.
QDC is a very special individual. Let's just put it like that. Like I
He
think
took all those special classes in high school, but
I think he's crazy if he wants to start T-side nuke. But we're not on nuke, we're on overpass, and here we go. And as you mentioned, Akimbo starting on the T-side.
Hell yeah, kits across the board here. We got a couple pieces of util. Frizzy with a molly and a smoke, but the name of the game here for the T side, you're trying to grab connector control, you're trying to grab bathrooms control, and then you have this ability to work between long, short banana, water, east sites. You can do whatever you want. That patience coming in from Akimbo, expecting maybe an early push from the Aether side, but all it's done is bolster the defenses over at B.
Yeah, for sure. And so Akimbo playing us a little bit slow, continuing the same style that they went back from Dust 2. This has got them successful so far. But now, got one player looking towards Monster, and it still is a decision yet for Akimbo as to where they're going to go. But if I had to take a guess, they might be going towards this B site.
Well, as Little Beer takes contact, he realizes there's probably a Crossfire setup. No pun intended. Crossfire Season 3. Welcome, everybody. He falls off. The rest of Akimbo march their way up silently to start collecting banana control. And the one defender here, Micro, just jump spotting backside. He's got a flash and no armor, and he spots leg. Sees the first. Maybe calling for the rotates here, but no one's on their way just yet. And as Akimbo steadily close that gap, the utility's coming out to execute onto the A site. Aether a little bit out of position here. Micro to defend.
Yeah, pros don't fake it, so A site will be the call, and now they're going to flood onto the site. But Micro finds once again another headshot from long range, and that's going to change the plans a little bit here. The bomb is down, but now Aether has to. They all have kits, and we're looking forward to this retake here for the A site. And so now they're going to put the plan in place. Roka is standing here waiting to receive the one from Lars of Micro and Seb, but he gets one, and he gets the trade, but Seb finds the second. Now all the bullets in the mag. And now the duel is coming to play as well. They find that last player, Little Beer, and that is a good retake coming from Aether and a good start for Overpass.
I feel like that was a 3-2-1 go for Aether on that retake. They must have realized one guy was still deep bathrooms watching the connector flank that never came to fruition. And as Seb takes those 2 kills towards bank, delaying just enough to allow the rest of his team to find that solo kill on site. And a 4-on-1, near impossible for Little Beer. Like you said, Aether grabbed the first. Investment into rifles, yeah, only 3. You want a lot of utility for Overpass, but you also want the range to be able to take those long-range fights. And as they go up against the 250 of Little Beer, the Eagle of Trip, Kumar says, I want to fight towards mid, but he's forced back by those blocks quick, and the Desert Eagle, or the MP9 doesn't sing. Lawrence and Roka run him down with the Glocks, and that space gain from Akimbo. That's the response from Aether. They can be split one way or the other. Oh no, Trip's Desert Eagle rips Micro's jump spotting head off, and Sassy says, I want the same punishment, and Trip delivers. 5v2 Glocks. Fucking Glocks, Aether. No, not like this.
Yeah, you hate to see it like this. The superior weaponry is like, it should be an easy route for Aether, but down to 3 players and now just down to 2 rifles. And looking a little bit worse for wear. They're getting another bomb plan from Akimbo, but now Martin's gonna have to make up for lost time. He's running out of time as well. He does not have a kit, so now he gets 2, but he needs to find his last 3 players. And come on, Trip. You already got 3 frags in the round. He needs to get 2 more and go for the ace.
Oh, they hear Martin running away, but it's a perfect time for me to send a plug. Trip's obviously been using scl.gg. Head over there. Go get some aim training in, have some fun playing Counter-Strike. Make sure you warm up before you come into these games. There's nothing worse than not warming up. Trip definitely warmed up. A couple of nice Desert Eagle kills. And look at the economy of the Akimbo side as they start to break down the defenses of Aether. And I feel like that mistake isn't going to happen again. That's a little bit of confidence saying, yeah, you guys got the bomb plant. You want the AKs. There's no way you're going to force into Mac 10s, Galils, and a Scout, especially on Overpass. Range is the name of the game. An Aether fumble. A real fumble at that. Now, It's not looking good. Umar forcing that Desert Eagle up from Austin. M4 in the saved hands of Martin and Seb. Everybody else trying to gather what they can. And Akimbo, beautifully done.
Yeah, for sure. And so stealing victory from the jaws of defeat here. Now Aether is going to be a little bit more aggressive at this point. They're going to find the one player going towards Monster. But now the rest of the Akimbo is not here, which is a good thing, because otherwise this will probably be Aether finding a couple more frags. So now Akimbo, down one player, has to kind of regroup and think about what's going to happen here. There is one player deep in Little Beer, but does not have any information other than the one frag that he lost. So staying lower, trying to figure out what the next move is going to be. But Aether is stacking towards mid. They're abandoning this B site for the moment until he hears something. But the retake game
trust
is strong.
the anchor of Seb. They trust the anchor of Seb. He's going to rotate into heaven with the AK. And we saw Aether's retakes already on display.
Yeah.
They're fast, they're coordinated, and the 3-2-1 go comes into play. But now Seb's going to have quite a big deal here as they walk through Monster. Flash should come in. No, they're just taking this one dry. And oh no, Seb gets a double swing trip, and Frizzy put him down. And that's an opening on the B site. 4v3 post plant about to come in. He's going to try to slow this down and stop it. Finds a good kill on a trip, traded immediately, and this is the setup from Akimbo. They're just ready for any kind of fights that can be delivered at them. Little Beer does his best impression with the MP9, finds Umar. Now Sassy with the Desert Eagle hunting through the smoke for the M4A4 to go on a little bit of a save mission. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Akimbo hunt a Little Beer with the MP9. M4 on Frizzy. These are weapons they want, but they don't necessarily need in the next round, so maybe they try to hunt this down.
Maybe, or maybe they just don't want to challenge Salty today, especially with the performance he's put up over a couple maps at this point. So it should be a second round on the board for Akimbo, but a little bit messy there coming in from Akimbo as well, though. So gotta have to tighten up as the rounds continue. Also,
what I'd like to see from Akimbo right now, especially because this is their map pick, they know what purchase they're going up against Aether. I want to see either a straight execute on the B site or a double pump execute onto the B site. What I mean by that is just throw the early molly to stop anybody from pushing short. If you don't hear the tick of the molly, no one's pushing, set up that second wave of utility, smoke heaven, molly everything off, and just get onto site. Doing it towards A site, just as good though.
Yeah, for sure. But look, a lot of aggression coming out from Aether. They're very deep into mid, trying to find some of these players in Akimbo. Anticipating they're going to try to rush, but Little Beer's going to find Micro, and that's going to open up the round for Akimbo.
It is info gained, but at what cost? Again, Akimbo just playing passive here. This is a great command and control by them. They love these slow defaults. We saw it over on Dust 2. They have set plays to triple swing and take space away from the defenders. From the CT side defenders, what am I saying? From the CT side. And they're doing the same thing again. They just posture up, take the space towards mid. They realize that front bathroom smoke and the molly and connector, plus the kill, is giving them a lot more space. Aether not over committing onto anything. And here goes Akimbo back towards the B site to do that aforementioned full-on execute. Seb's going to be here with a flash from Martin. Hopefully it's beautifully timed and maybe Seb can get something going. 5-7 primed. But Martin with no support towards short. How long can he hold this flash? Oh, Seb's calling for it. Here it comes. Seb! Oh, beautiful timing from Seb. Finds himself a double dinks onto the third. No, he actually missed the dink. He was shooting the tunnel itself, but a double kill nonetheless. Trip capitalizes back. The rotation is in. Sassy's here with the M4. Flanks from Umar. Spotted out. Not quite dealt with. P250 at long range. Sassy finds Frizzy up towards short. And the reversal of the reversal. Little Beer into a 1v2. 15 seconds on the clock. He's got 10 to make it in sight and get this plant. It might be a bridge too far. He spams through the edge of the wall. And Martin a flash to his face. And Martin puts him down. Beautiful setup on the B site. And Aether find themselves a second.
Yeah, it almost went with Ari for Aether, but patient play and the double dink coming from Monster gets Aether a second round on the board. And definitely time was on their side. Akimbo was a little bit lacking on their execute at the moment, so like the time was crunching down and caused Akimbo to kind of like go faster than probably expected them to do. So now Aether is a little bit in control. Akimbo does have enough economy to buy into this round, but it's a little bit about a control game at this point for economy.
Yeah, definitely an economy game right now. The CT's Still looking for this fight. Sassy chilling in connector, taking 50 points of damage to the nade molly combo from Little Beer. But again, that round prior, Akimbo took the space they needed towards mid. They didn't leave the pylon there to just control that space to show a little skin. They just group up, and it's a beautiful play from Aether to find the information. Good kills from 7-5-7, like we mentioned multiple times. But now it's just Akimbo going back through the motions. A minute 15 on the clock. They're grabbing the space. Assassin setting up. Great kill on Roka. A little bit of a device-style play from him, and he's got support here. Umar's with him. Covering his back from truck. Sassy's looking for more. If he can find a second, even if he gives up his life for it, that's going to be a beautiful play. The rotates are a little bit late, and if he gets caught out, Umar gets caught out as well. Trip, has he found the timing? Jump spotted on. Ooh, noted. Sassy finds a second. Wow. This is the third opportunity. A Trip finds a double onto the site. And this is what I was talking about. It's the fact that Sassy was so alone, isolated on an island, and micros rotate just a little bit too late. Little Beer a little bit too deep. And into a 3-on-2 post we go.
You can't miss those kind of shots, man, especially point blank AWP. You know, it's almost have like a little dot in your monitor to show where the reticle is supposed to be. But now, as you mentioned, this 2v3 retake, if they find one frag, well, a couple of these players are low. The Trip is definitely low, so if they can find Trip, this might be the round for Aether. But here we go. But unfortunately, sees the barrel, but does not get the frag, and now just a little bit to take it out. Trip is going to find one player. Gets the second as well. The aggressive AWP from Trip saves the round for Akimbo.
Massive 4K from him as well. And that's what Trip's been known to do. We were talking about this guy. He's the new guy, right? Like, I looked him up. He has some advanced gameplay, never really sticking with a team for more than maybe a season and a half. And it's a beautiful pickup for Akimbo to find. This is like Roka and Glorin saying, listen, we have strengths in Frizzy and Little Beer. Let's just go out on a limb and grab a future star. And they've definitely done that. Trip shaping up beautifully. As we go into another anti-eco round here, anti-force round maybe even. We can see the Mag 7 on Seb playing towards Monster Tunnel, but I don't think Akimbo are going to get caught in twice with the same style of playing as the ticket of Molly comes in. Seb's position noted. Trips spray labored, but it works. Roka finds a second on the Martin, and that's an open sight. Potential fourth on the board for Akimbo.
I was going to say, the Slack 7 sometimes rings true. It does get you a lot of stuff, but Lumar is going to take advantage of a trade here. But the only trade he's going to get, maybe he gets an upgraded weapon, but the rest of these players know where he is. They're going to have to try to find the last player. He's going to come out and try to be brave. We're trying to find Trip, but Trip finds him first. That's a fourth on the board for Akimbo.
They're showing why they wanted this map, showing why this is their map pick, their T-side dominance. Realistically coming into play. Aether having a little bit of trouble with their economy right now, and this is going to be another little bit of an economical detriment. Akimbo just chatting right now, clearly saying to each other, boys, what weapons do they have? They have helmets, kind of utility. They're adding it up, and you can see that they've added it up. This great play towards mid, really a long push, just coming in to take advantage of this lesser weaponry.
Yeah, for sure. And so now, Aether with a lesser buy, only a couple of upgraded pistols, a little bit of utility on Martin, and so this should, we've said this before though, that this should be a fifth round for Akimbo, but we've been pleasantly surprised with the Deagles in hands, or at least for Martin with his 5-7 for sure. But Celsi is not on the Deagle, so maybe that's gonna be a little less in the favor of Aether. But the first frag was found.
They're not walking into the flash of Seb, or the 5-7 of Seb with the flash. They're walking into a slightly under guarded A site, just pistols. But again, this is Akimbo's specialty. Group up is 3. Roka takes the point. He says, follow me, flash me in, and they do it beautifully. Great kill onto Umar towards long. Now they just have to walk up onto site. We saw them fumble this towards Monster. They need that utility to rain out, and they can't get ahead of it. Roka does find the kill onto Micro. As that utility rains in, he's a little bit ahead of it, but it's okay. They're going up against just a little bit of an eco. Oh no, dirty Sassy. Yes!
He gets it.
Greasy boy! Does get flanked by Glorins. That's a little bit of a funny for Sassy. He didn't feel good about that on the board.
Yeah, we're constantly surprised to get the flashy play and the highlight for the Negev, but that will be a fifth round on the board for Akimbo, and looking very solid so far in their map pick of Overpass.
Well, off in the hands of Sassy now. We saw him get a little bit technical with it, a little bit of a missed shot top banana, but got himself a double the last time he wielded this weapon, but it doesn't matter. Akimbo going fast towards the B site. Looks like Aether's ready for this. They have three members here. Seb opens up onto Rope. He's getting burned out, while the rest of Akimbo are slowed by the flashes. Micro's able to pick up Trip, and now Frizzy's off. Stuck behind the smoke. Can't find anything. Micro, don't over-aggress into this too much. Trying to clear out the back of Pillar. Finds a kill deep onto site. Frizzy responds to 308. And this pinch towards B site, stunted.
Yeah, fire is hot, and kind of this smokes to take care of the mollies, and that worked out. Frizzy tries to make a hero play to get the rest of these players try to retake this round, but it's just too strong for Aether. It gets a third round on the board on an excellent stoppage going through Monster.
Yeah, it was a beautiful play. They start eating into the economy of Akimbo as well, but are they going to be able to expect this? I feel like they will. 3 rounds in a row, multiple players from Akimbo surviving, so Aether has to do it the hard way. They got to fight through multiple gun rounds before they can break the economy of Akimbo. As Akimbo falls back patiently into this default, I'm just going to grab the space they need. Water and Connector firmly in control of the T's, and the front bathroom smoke keeping Aether at bay means that should be their next point of contention. Looks like Aether want to fight back into this. Seb with the MP9 swings for a great kill on the Trip. They're looking for more. The layered defense is there. Seb finds a second spray, gets a third with the USP as well. And that Akimbo refight into water fails. And Aether taking space. Beautifully done by Seb. He even gets another one through the smoke onto Glorens out of nowhere. And Glorens is shaking his head right now. I can just picture him leaning back in his chair, pissed. Now Roka into a 1v5. He's got to get 500 points of damage. Clean this round up, and I don't think it's possible. He's good for the first on the Micro, but is there a shining light? Is there a saving grace in this round beyond the bomb plant?
Yeah, I don't think so here. Seb does not find it in time, but he does. Well, I was going to say he finds the trade, but he has to look through multiple directions. And Roka finally goes down, and that will be a 4th round on the board for Aether. We're getting back into this game, and so now it looks like well, Akimbo does have some money miraculously, or at least Roka does. We'll see about the rest of the economy. Nope, it's not looking too good for the rest of the team. So there should be a half buy or a quarter buy coming in for Akimbo. We'll see how this next round.
I want to see Roka do his best donk impression. Oh, you guys can't buy? AK head armor. Just march onto a site as one. But again, that's a great play from Aether. They were like, listen, we haven't seen this from you guys yet. You've never put the smoke out in water. You usually grab connector control and you're patient with it. You give this space to us. Screw it. Let's fight back into it. And Seb, up to his old tricks with a little bit of a flash, up to 13-7 off that 4K. But as we roll into a little bit of a tech pause, I'm trying to think about who this could be. Anyone between Roka, Frizzy, and Little Beer. None of these guys moving. None of these guys purchasing. But Aether strong on their CT side, figuring out this default from Akimbo going up into their face. And there's no more one-sidedness. There's no more 10-2 halves. There's no more, CT sides are floundering, T sides are prosperous. This is a real battle back and forth between 2 heavy hitters within Crossfire Season 3.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a lot closer than we saw on Dust 2, but that also could mean a disaster for one of these 2 teams. So we're going to see Akimbo finally on the Eco, and only some upgraded pistols, and the Tech 9 coming in for Frizzy. And they're just going to roll a whole death ball towards mid, shooting probably as many players as possible.
Umar's got to get himself out of there. Great defensive smoke to block the line of sight, but they don't care. They're going straight through it. Umar didn't want to stay and bang, but caught out on default. Good for the first, traded back by Roka. Now Sassy pressured, forced to run towards long defensive molly set. Micro comes in with a triple spray. 1 mag of the M4A1S. He's looking for a 4th, and he collected 10 USPs. Good. And a great anti-eco from Aether on their A site. Well done.
Very clean round coming in from Aether. Finally, it's like, look, we have some clean Counter-Strike going in place. None of this sloppy, anti-eco, taking out MP9 seated position kind of setups here. So now it's tied 5-5 in these last 2 rounds of the first half. We'll see if we can get a 7-5 scoreline, or we're going to be tied up going into the next half.
Well, a little bit of an NA made there for Martin. First time in a while that we've seen that. First time we had to call that. That doesn't slow down their play, though. They're still going to be able to grab water control here. Little Beer smokes off the blown out door into connector. As they grab this control, Akimbo look for more. Little Beer dinked. I'm surprised that information wasn't translated. Martin's not looking at all. Seb for the cover, though. Beautifully done. 5v4 with a minute 20 on the clock. And Aether is still kind of fighting for banana control. They're still looking for those long fights. Sassy still posted. So it is getting a little bit tricky here.
Yeah, something's not right at the moment. Lawrence does find Seb, but now it's back down to a 4v4. And Akimbo slowly walking up towards mid. The bomb is with Frizzy, but Micro finds Lawrence. Okay, and Frizzy was trying to get a cheeky upshot towards mid, but it does not go their way. And now Martin is slowly picking them apart one by one. It's Akimbo down to 2 players.
Yeah, Aether really love fighting back into water control, whether it's early round or late round, and this is something Akimbo is going to have to account for. I mean, there's only one more round and a half. What could possibly be accounted for needs to be accounted for. But yeah, Aether's refight into water seems pretty clean. It's not even utility based. It's just bodies based, timings based. They're just swinging and winning the fights. Now Frizz needs to try to save, but he's not going to do it. A 308 bullet hole to the skull. Puts him down. Again, like Ice Cube said, shotgun bullets. Bad for your health. You love that reference, eh?
Yeah, well, you know that someone tried to figure out the exact day that was Ice Cube's good day or whatever, like, and they figured it out, like okay. Just by lyrics of the song. I'll have to link you the article, but like I thought it was.
My guess it was probably a Friday or next Friday. Or Friday after next.
Okay.
Last Friday?
Friday after next.
Dude, yeah, whatever. Those movies are great, man. I love those movies. They're so good. Well, Akimbo here. I mean, Little Beard trying to grab connector control, trying to keep pace with Aether, just trying to keep them in line with that connector fight. As Akimbo march up towards long, it's spotted. Micro, you don't need to re-aggress this. A bit of an early molly, but that's okay. It gives him a chance to re-aggress and reposition. And Sassy says, I want to go for more. Trying to fight down towards Banana. This is the position we saw him in before against the last eco that Akimbo had. He was able to capitalize on 2, but didn't get much more. Now Micro kind of leaving Sassy on a little bit of an island because Akimbo could just walk right through this smoke. Umar on the flank. They're tightening this leash around Akimbo's neck. They're finding it. Looks like a 7th for Aether.
It looks like it, but the execute is coming through. This splash coming in from Micro. At least knows that all the rest of the players there, so they did guess right. The ace has to be the call. Now the flash comes in. He gets 2 frags before he gets taken down, and so it's looking more likely this could be a 7th round for Aether. But we've seen crazier things here in Crossfire. That's for sure.
Well, Seb's going to put the last 2 down. 7-5 half. Aether are not going to be too upset about that, especially after the 5-2 start they had. They just had to figure out the default of Akimbo, and once they did, they were able to put the pieces together, move the pawns, find themselves 7 as they move to the T side. This is where Akimbo is going to shine when they're on their CT side. This is going to be the set plays. This is going to be the ability to fight towards mid. Aether's going to have to battle for every inch that they can get. Learn to the kit, a couple flashes means early fights, infos to be gained, and maybe fast rotates. Aether to respond.
There we go. And so the thigh stack going towards mid, the death ball finds the one lurking player, and so Akimbo's caught in the back foot here. They guessed wrong, and so now they're going to run all the way back to the A site and try to find this death ball and see if they can get the retake going. There are 2 players here, but very little utility to support this.
Good flashes. Lawrence finds a quick double. The work that was done by Trip early left a couple of these players wanting. Roka finds one from the flank, looks for more, gets the second onto Micro. Now Seb, all of a sudden, from 5v4 into a 1v4, and he can't get anything done. Great shots from Glorens, good early information from Trip in the flank from Connector for Roka. Puts a 6th on the board for Akimbo.
Don't
now,
say it. Don't
the shoes
say
on
it.
the opposite foot.
Don't say it. Do not say it. How dare you?
Aether are definitely not going to force into this one. There's no way. Akimbo should know this. They should be prioritizing rifles in this round. The MP9s and utility are a good thing, don't get me wrong, but you don't want to get up close and personal against 5 blocks and this airstrike, because the scoreline might just change, not in your favor. And Micro with the nade combo, Glock combo, puts down Trip and Frizzy. He's getting a little frantic here.
A little bit frantic, but kinetic as well. He finds Frizzy finds 2. Gets traded out right away, but just again, just cannot count out these players from Aether at all. He is down to the last player, but it does definitely damage towards the Akimbo, and so now tied up finally 7-7.
I see in chat funny number. Nope, funny number is 6'9", and it always will be. Shout out one time, actually the second time, Quantum Deathcat. Yeah, we're not going to say it. We're not going to say 6-7, 6-7. But now the scoreline is 7-7. Akimbo upgrading those 2 MP9s to M4s. Aether coming back with the AK purchase. You can tell Matt joins the channel just to say 6-7. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you. Appreciate every second of you.
Also, shout outs to Big and Tall Matt for putting all of this Crossfire action together. These are some banger kind of games. This is the kind of games you want to see. You know, in my short but story casting career, I'm happy to be here with you, Mr. Henry Bat.
Thanks very much, man. Well, I mean, this round's a little bit slower here, so we could chat about it. Crossfire's in the 3rd season. Viewership has been getting pretty good. We got a couple of good sponsors behind us as well. SCL and Click, you can see them on the bottom of your screen. Check out both those websites. Takes about 2 seconds for you to look at it, gives them a viewership number, and allows them to know that we're working with them as they work with us. As Micro and Glorans are the first to fall into a 4v4, we go and trip over the edge of the Molly, finds the next kill on the Martin, stunting this attack from Aether, but the trade's just too good.
Yeah, for sure. And it gets down to a 3v3. Akimbo a little bit on the back foot right now, but they definitely have superior weaponry here to make this retake happen. And Molly's going to stop this push just for a couple seconds. The smoke's going to cover Aether's post-plant positions. So they're going to back up here. And probably in about another 5 seconds or so, the Esca's going to come through. The nade's going to clear the smoke for a couple seconds to find one of these players. But Lumar does find the barrel of one of the other players as well. And now she's down to Roka with a AK and a Dream. Gets taken down immediately. So that'll be an 8th round on the board for Aether.
Just looking at the money here at Akimbo, they're going to be on a double save this round. Little Beer not going to be able to purchase into the next. I mean, it is CT side. If they buy a couple of pistols, if he were to save, all they need is 2 kills and he'll be able to get the purchase, but it wouldn't be the best. So, well, they are actually doing it. They're saving. Little Beer going to add 1,900 to 1,450 plus whatever kills they're going to get. So that's going to be a weird number, right? 1,900 is their loss bonus right now, plus 1,400. That's 3,350. That's not an M4 armor utility, so they're going to need some serious kills for him to be able to purchase what he needs in the next. Setup, a little bit awkward for Akimbo. It looks like they're just looking for information. Trip with a smoke, armor, and Desert Eagle going for a 1 and done towards long, and look who it is. Sassy going to poke and prod, and I think he might have spotted him. No, he definitely didn't. Trip has a timing and a chance, but behind the tree, he ain't going to get anything. Oh my god, he does! Takes out Seb. Sassy trades, tries to spray, the tree did not come in. The tree doesn't hold anything back.
Not
before
at
we
all.
go.
Not
With a
at
minute
all.
on the clock, Aether don't really have the space we'd expect them to have on this kind of round. They've really been slowing it down on the T side, trying to sniff out what kind of utility and stack they could find. And as they rotate towards the B site, Akimbo, they're starting to figure this out, I think. Lauren's rotated up. As that front A site smoke lands, this is a chance for Aether with 40 seconds to get onto the site. They got Roka and Little Beer to deal with.
Aether has to know that like there are not like any rifles whatsoever, and so just easily walk into the site, take out both players. And now it's just Akimbo, the last 2 players remaining. One's in heaven, looking down above, and gets taken out. So now it's just Frizzy with a Deagle and a Dream. Now, I mean, we've seen one before retakes before. I mean, I guess like, you know, in a perfect world. I was going to ask you, I would give you a undisclosed amount of money if you could somehow pull off a 1v4 Deagle retake and defuse. You know, like you would be godlike at that point. I would sign you to $1 million, but I don't think that that's possible.
Oh yeah, watch him just ninja this, and I'd be messaging Frizzy going, "I'm pretty sure Will English owes you a $1 million a year contract." I'm just kidding. 9-7. Aether starting to step it up on their T side. They have another weapon round they're gonna have to deal with here. Little Beer and Glorans on the MP9, so maybe some Coordinated aggression. Frizzy picks up the big green. It's not reciprocated on the T side. South Sea says, I'm going to stick with the AK-47. Play as a team here. As the default utility starts raining out, Aether with heavy numbers are going to try to clear towards Fountain quite quickly, and they're going to have to deal with Trip here. Along the op of Frizzy posted towards Playground. Or Party, rather.
Say it ain't easy being green. Frizzy has definitely stepped up in these past couple rounds to get frags for his team. But now it's a little bit on the back foot here. This gun round is a little bit of a control point for this match. If Akimbo can get this, they can definitely get control of this game. But if not, you're potentially going to give Aether a 10th and potential 11th round. Won't get to match point, yeah, they'll have another bye before the end of this, but Aether might get this A site for free. Akimbo is looking definitely in the other direction.
Oh, 100%. Akimbo's clearing water control right now. They're realizing there's nothing home. Frizzy gets caught off. Martin, great timing to take the skull from Frizzy, drop the op of the defenders. And now they're onto the site. Look at this flank on flank. Michael's going to have 2, maybe even 3 to deal with. Here's the first fire that MP9. He has to control the fight into connector, and he doesn't want anything to do with it. Long flank is there too, but a 5v3 post plan here. Trip just needs to survive, needs to get himself out of there. This is 10 on the board for Aether. And this is looking pretty good. Akimbo's map pick as well, so maybe they're going to trade map picks.
Yeah,
it's not over just yet. I shouldn't be talking too early.
Yeah, like I said, we've weirder things have happened, especially in Crossfire. But I will give Micro credit for the huge heads up play, though. It's like he was going towards the site and he backed up a little bit to see if he can find any of the lurkers coming in. And so Akimbo is on the save, but also Aether is hunting right down for him. And the little player from Roka is gonna get taken down by Micro. Almost if you want to call him the hero of the map here, or at least this round. Micro definitely has given them the 10th round on the board. And so as I mentioned, now for Akimbo, they may or may they can't force this round at all. So they're just gonna have to make a decision to save right now and play for overtime at this point, because it's gonna be 11 round for Aether. Either they get this next round, or in 2 rounds from now, or this is gonna be a trading picks, as it were. We're gonna head to Mirage.
Yeah, Akimbo's got to start adding up what they're seeing. They're seeing a lot of early util. They're seeing a lot of feints. Util thrown on one side of the map and grouping onto the other. So they need to figure out a fight protocol, and they need to take it early. They need to find a 5v4, not overextend. That's a good opening from Micro to make it a 5v4 in the advantage of Aether. Roka takes a boatload of damage as well. So Aether starting off round number 18 right. And they dissect where this USP of Frizzy is. But like you said, this should be a little bit of a put-in round. The only real terror here is Trip. Maybe Glorns of that MP9 if he's flashed in, but he's the only one with utility. So that's a pipe dream for him as he sits in the long bathrooms.
Yeah, but I was going to say, Frizzy's been on point with those pistols, though. But it does get Lumar in the headshot, so maybe a little bit of a chance. But he has to find his next frag, and Trip finds one. Okay, Aether.
They're reaggressing this too. They're looking to go grab that rifle. Micro's timing good onto Roka towards the B site. He's lucky he did so much damage to him earlier. He just cut his toe off with the 7.62, and as the bomb gets planted, there's flanks on flanks here. We can see Seb finding alert timing, hearing Trip running around in heaven. But Trip seems wary of this. Not wary enough.
Now Frizzy is just going to try to save this AK into the next round. So again, this is decision time. If there's any time for any member of Akimbo to step up and try to save this match, it's going to be this next round. Otherwise, like I said, it's going to be 11. It's going to be 11 for Aether now, and it's going to be match point, potentially a win for Aether.
Yeah, Micro and Seb going huge this map too. Oh. Seb, never mind, as I say his name, he gets his wings clipped. But still, 19 and 18 kills respectively for those two. A little bit of attack time coming in. I think this might be Akimbo calling this one.
This is not a attack timeout. This is a tech pause.
Oh, a tech. A bit of a tech issue. Dang. Sucks
again.
To suck. Yeah, that's okay. Trip and Little Beer, the only 2 to purchase, so probably one of those. Frizzy does get the op back up, but again, he's only 8 and 11. Impact not really felt. Aether is able to dissect this map, and it's a pretty difficult map to be an opper on. Like you don't take fights through monster. The early peak monster is just death. Going into connector is death. trying to take the fountain fight. If you're quick, you're good for one, but then you're trying to fall back to just all these smoked off, flashed off, mollied off choke points. So maybe Frizzy needs to retire the op for the rest of this map, pick up the M4, group up with his teammates. Something we're
Well,
not really seeing is like monster smokes early from Akimbo as well. That puts a ton of pressure onto Aether because realistically, Akimbo, if they smoke monster, they can have 3, push towards mid, maybe grab connector control. There's that
But-
monster smoke we talked about.
Yep, it is yellow time for Akimbo. It is all or nothing. It's either going to be match point for Aether, or Akimbo's going to extend this map a little bit.
I was just looking for this mid push with that monster smoke combo, and it's looking not so great. Sassy through the edge of the smoke finds Little Beer Trip, unable to respond. Does transfer weapons and keeps this aggression up. But he's thinking better of it. Frizzy saying, get out, bro. Connector is compromised. Umar takes out Trip, and into a 5v3 we go. Aether looking primed to set up for map point as they rotate back towards B to set up and execute. Micro's letting them know monster compromised. Can't overplay his hand here. He can't die to this double swing towards short. Roka's going to find him, and that's going to slow down this B execute. But at the same time, Micro's fight actually forces the rotate of Roka off, because why would he be fighting solo? Now Glorance has a big job to do. Our first point, 12 HP. Good little drone, but can't find anything. Martin, no trade acceptable. Sassy tries to jump in with the support of the monster pipe, but Glorance too quick with it. Utility reigns in, and Seb gets shut down. Akimbo find an 8.
Roka has saved overpass for Akimbo. If they did not get that round, Aether, we would be talking about Mirage right now. We would definitely be going to a break at the moment. But now Akimbo's extended this map a little bit. So now they got to continue the momentum in their favor. They will be able to buy into this round as well, and so will Aether. They have enough money to weather this. But another tech pause is coming to play, and maybe that has something to do with that round.
Maybe. AKs to be picked up for a couple of the members on CT, Roka and Trip alike. But that early fight towards mid is just a little bit of a warning sign to Aether, like, hey, Akimbo, we're not slowing down. We're still going to be showing you signs of strength. We have plays to put us in the driver's seat as well, and as the money starts dwindling on the Aether side, they're going to have one more purchase after this. Akimbo, not so much, though. Their money, it's looking okay. They'll have to force into the next if they're unsuccessful naturally, because Aether will be at 12. There's a missed shot from Frizzy, comes in. Another one of those awkward timings, awkward positions.
Oh, no.
He actually doesn't even get a chance to shoot a second. Seb too quick with it, seeing the smoke break. Trip finds a kill on the Martin, looks for more. Can't find anything. Connector compromised. Sassy drops him. It's a beautiful opening from Aether. Good trades, good teamwork. Grab Banana and Connector control.
Can Roka save this round again? Can he bring back from the depths of the abyss that Aether has put them in? Little Beer's going to go towards mid. He's going to try to find one of these players. He knows somebody is here, and they're going to pass like ships in the night at the moment. He's not spotted the gun barrel, so Micro is in showers right now. He doesn't hear anything as of yet, so he's going to back off intelligently. But now, got a Little Beer still posted. Oh, no! You're going to get shot with utility out in hand. So Micro just might have put the nail in the coffin for a match point for Aether.
But it is Glorance, the hero of the previous round, with Roka in support, rotating up towards this site. They're both here ready to bang. Glorance finds the first on the Micro, spotted the struggle with the second, deals with it. Now the double flank from Long, good to go. And I thought Roka had rotated up, minimap deceiving Seb and Sassy, the old 2 members of that Zombler lineup from season 54, here and ready to grab map point. What can Roka get done? Smoke, kit, AK, 100 HP.
That might not bode well for Akimbo. But, hey, at least he's going to try this retake here. He does have a smoke to cover his approach, but he has to find 2 players. They're pretty deep outside the site. Those plan positions are going to be really good for Aether here. So, with time ticking away, all he has to do is find the player. And that is match point for, map point, I should say, for Aether. We're 1 round away from going to Mirage.
Those 3 kills coming in clutch, though. Glorn's going to be able to buy what he needs in this round. M4, head armor, PC utility, M4, MP9s, and op for the rest. And, of course, Frizzy picking it up. And I'm just not a fan of him with the op on this map. We saw him not have the greatest showing over on Dust 2 as well. yeah, maybe just the M4 for tonight. Maybe there's something about the way that Aether's playing. The movements are just not there. Micro and Roka trade out quite effectively. Sassy's op and Desert Eagle ringing out. That's an awkward kill with the Desert Eagle. Maybe he'd missed the shot. Umar's pushed through connector, clean with it, putting this into a 3v2. Martin scoops up the bomb, and he's rotating towards B site. Hot on his heels, though, is Trip. Connector going to be plugged by Frizzy. This will be a 3v2 post plant. Can Aether have a chance to take us? Mirage.
Well, it really depends if Frizzy can. I know he's been a little bit slow on this map, but he has an AWP. The bomb is down, and now 45 seconds away from going into the next map. Or can Akimbo find these last 3 frags? Either finds one, so it's now down to 2v2, but time is ticking away, and neither player has a kit, so now time is definitely against them right now. He's gonna find the one player, but he gets taken down, so that's it, and the second player goes down as well, and that will be a 13-8 scoreline for Aether on Akimbo's map pick of Overpass.
Yeah, trading map picks. Aether doing it with class and style. I figured this realistically could have been a 2-0 for Aether if they would have picked up Dust 2. It would have been. We're going to be headed to Mirage. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. And when we come back, we're going to find the result we've all been looking for. Who's going to go 2-0 in Group D of Crossfire Season 3? Be right back.
times we had. I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I'll break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show. yeah, you know I do to make it through the times we had. I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show.
Well, I guess it's a night of map trades. Dust 2 going the way of the opponent who didn't pick it, vice versa on Overpass. But now we're finding our way onto Mirage, and this is what you wanted to see, isn't it, Will English? You wanted this.
Oh,
You
I
wanted
wanted
Mirage.
this. I wanted this. I asked for it. I consent to it. And so we'll get to see. It's now down to the best of one. And we the first map was not really an indication of how the rest of this match is going to go because Overpass was a lot tighter between these two teams. But now you got Mirage, and this is where the rubber meets the road. Like I said, a lot of legacies, like a lot of teams have made their mark on, especially on Crossfire, by dominating on Mirage. We're going to see if one of these two teams has what it takes to close this out.
I mean, I really want to see mid aggression. I want to see both these teams fighting up into mid on their CT side to take that space. Don't over aggress in B apps. There's no need to fight down towards A ramp. I want to see some calculated mid fights with some good retakes on both these sites. And realistically, I want to see some T side executes. I want to see good utility usage, good team play, pack mentality when you hit the sites, and realistically, no pressure. Take your time, get up onto the sites, because again, this is an off-season grassroots NA, no VRS tournament. Both these teams have a chance to go 2-0 in their group. But one of them, sadly, going to go home with the L. But here we go. On to Mirage. Aether wins the knife round. I guess they started the C side. Maybe Akimbo won it and they wanted the T side. Really doesn't matter. Standard setup, though. 2B, 2 mid, 1 towards CT spawn, and that patented mid-fight coming out. Micro with support of Seb, looking to get a little greasy early, and they do. Take out a little bit of a second. Great shot to take out Glorins in a 5-on-3 early with a minute 40 on the clock, and Akimbo speed up towards the A ramp.
My God, these pistols coming in from Aether, making a statement here. This opening rounds. Now it's like just like that, without even working for it. It's just two bullets and 2 kills. It gets down to a 5v3, or I'm sorry, 4v3 as the execute comes in. But Micro once again through the smoke finds another player. And it's down to the last player. Just as we say that, that is the first round on the board for Aether.
Well, Seb and Martin surviving with no damage taken, so 350 for the helmet. Rifles to boot. Umar, we flaunted a little bit of a gator there. We saw it. He does pick it back up. Auto shotgun with a mid spawn. Probably going to jump out mid window and go underpass and try to cut apart any kind of B pressure Akimbo is going to throw at them. They look like they just want to march towards the A site with Glocks and a Desert Eagle, find themselves a bomb plant and be done with this round. We did see this back on Dust 2 as well. They lose the pistol. They don't care. They just run it down as 5.
Yeah, but they didn't get the bomb plant for that last round either, and so
No,
hopefully they can get one for this one and get a little bit of a chance to the gun round as well. But they're going to be met with the M4 assault seat. It's nice and clean. 2 players form down. The last player goes down as well. It gets the trade, and the Deagle had a Micro, but still a very clean round for Aether.
Well, Umar ended up getting an MP9 or an MP5 rather instead of the Gator. I don't know much I like that. I like the MP5, don't get me wrong, with that auto shotgun and underpass is absolutely deadly. Good hold on the A site from Aether. Sassy sprays the first down. It's all good here. Round 3 underway. We're going to fix the sound here shortly. No stress, but here comes that mid control I was talking about. Akimbo, mid window smoked, top mid as well. And as a group, they start grabbing the space, but the fight from Cat is good. Martin, actually Sassy, through the smoke, takes out Roka, and they're opening this up, but Akimbo grabbed the space.
Yeah, for sure. Trip He's going to take down Micro and look towards mid here, but they're getting a little bit sandwiched here. Martin is here to greet them, but gets mollied and shot in the face, and so now it's down to a 3v3. Take a little bit more damage for that molly, but now you reset a little bit here. Most of Aether's players are spread out a little bit. One towards CC, one towards jungle, the other one towards apartments. We'll see if they can make a difference here and find these last 2 players. Akimbo does have the bomb in hand, so at least they can do that. But now Frizzy's coming around from underpass, gets taken down as opposed to overpass. It's like, okay, I get it. So now they know one player at least is down here. Trip is going to return the favor, and now it's down to a 2v2. Bomb should be going towards the B site here, and the last 2 players are going to catch up.
A little bit of a retake here in the 3rd round. Akimbo have a chance to set up pretty good post plants. Bomb to get planted right in the default position. Market controlled by Glorans. They have a Molotov and a flash. This retake the same. Molotov and 2 flashes, and they're both coming through apartments. This is going to be as if it was a T site execute onto B site, and we know how hard it is. You need 5 people to try to get this done. Defenders, when they're ready, they're going to cut you down. So this is going to be a difficult retake for Aether. Hits on both flashes and mollies, and as the flashes come in, an indication of the direction of this retake. Glorans backside to take this fight.
That's one. But it also takes out the diffuser, so now it's just this is just for funsies at this point, just for extra points. Or
Sassy does find a triple in the round, losing his life to the bomb, but everybody goes down. So not terrible for a bonus round for Aether. Realistically, that 3rd round is the bonus round. Their economy hampered just a little bit. Micro down to 1650, but the rest are going to be able to purchase the rifles. Sassy's probably considering buying the glass cannon. And as I stare at that 4950, smart play, gets the M4. Lack of helmets on the CT side might come back to bite them. Galil's aplenty for the Akimbo roster. The tac pause coming in.
Finally, I think it's like the second tac pause of the series, and it's not even from Aether at this point. So Akimbo's trying to think this over a little bit. They are going to buy into this round, as indicated by the HUD, but now it's trying to get a little bit of control back in this game, slowing the momentum down of Aether. The last round for Akimbo, even though they got it, was a little bit messy, and everybody died. So now it's just trying to reset the mental, get everything back in place, take back control of this game. And so here we go.
And Akimbo could do that right now. They could definitely grab control of this game. These Galils are going to act like AKs. Lack of head armor, lack of helmets on the Aether side. Going to leave them potentially wanting. And as they press in towards mid through the catwalk, Akimbo are just kind of sitting back and waiting. They're waiting for any kind of posture from the Aether side. They've seen that pressure culminate multiple times. Back on Dust 2 and already on Mirage. So rightfully so, they slow it down. Spread it across the map.
But it looks like Micro might be able to play spoiler alert in Palace at the moment. Might be able to play spoiler alert Palace at the moment. Thank you, Observer. I appreciate that. Production's on point.
Yeah, 5-7 walking through his demise. Trip deals with it real quick. Staring at his crosshair, doesn't need to do anything else. But that doesn't change the stance from Akimbo. It just forces Aether to go look for information, and they want it towards mid. Martin and Sassy get a little bit of surprise top mid. Glorans just being patient. Sassy does find one on the little beer, but the trade's too effective. No helmet.
Oh no.
Not good. Sassy gets a double with 5 HP. He's going to be limping back towards this A site, and a 3-on-2 coming into this post plant. It's going to be a terrible thing for them to try to retake.
Yeah, with no kits and 2v3, and I was going to say Salsi with no HP whatsoever. Not even an AWP to help him out at this point. Looking pretty dire for Aether as Salsi does. Oh, it's still. Wait a minute. Just as I say that, 5 HP in the dream has gotten it down to 1v1.
He's on for the ace. He's on for the ace as well. 4 kills already in this round. Frizzy stuck in CT spawn. A smoke going to hamper his ability to see. Sassy playing a distance game, but Frizzy walks out in front of the smoke and shuts the dreams of Aether down, putting 2 on the board, tying this game up. And production said, hopefully this doesn't go to overtime. And I said, I want 5. Looking pretty good so far. Save on the horizon for Aether, though. So Akimbo, he should have an easier time. AKs, 1 AK, Galil M4, and Mac 10. Maybe indicative of a faster round, but they have to sniff out a stack. And if they can do that effectively, can execute themselves a third.
For sure, but Aether will have to start after this round, I would think, because Frizzy is a little smart. Oh, I was gonna say, wait a minute. Like, I'm sorry. There's so many games where I'm like, someone's standing in that cubby, and I would just clear that corner just almost immediately because it's just like who knows, right? But like, again, this is why I'm in the booth. You know, like this is why I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. So I'm just gonna be
Timings are a fickle beast here in Counter-Strike, and to get into that corner is a difficult timing to boot. I don't know about this util. I think you just group up as 5, save everything, and grab onto a site. I mean, you have the Mac 10 sitting over there. Where is that? Number 7. He's just rotating into apps now. He's got to be their little beacon of light. Just go run around, find some space. We see Flamesy do this quite consistently on Vitality, especially on Mirage. Apex says we're in a 3-on-1 and we don't know where this last player is. Flamesy just holds W, jumps and pre-fires every single corner. It doesn't even matter. Akimbo take the lead 3-2. Purchase to come back in for Aether, but it's not going to be the best.
Yep. And so finally, what would be considered a clean round for Akimbo? Like the last couple of wins have just kind of been, I don't want to call it sloppy, but definitely down to the wire. And they've lost like either 5 or 4 players. And so now it's first time Akimbo a little bit comfortable in the economy and the AWP in the hands of Frizzy. We'll see where this AWP is going to go. It's going to go towards mid. It hasn't shown himself as of yet, but the apartment play might be the place for B.
This is the Akimbo playstyle, right? Nice and slow in their T side. Allow your enemy to make a mistake and don't interrupt them until you put the bullet in their head.
Art of War, baby.
Control.
Sun Tzu.
Yeah. Napoleon. Don't when your enemy makes a mistake, don't interrupt. Doesn't matter. Top of the smoke, top mid. Beautiful. Oh, big boom from Roka. Drops a nade right on a Martin. Sassy responds with 1. But as this util lands on B site, the off from Count is going to be noted, and Akimbo will have a chance to get up onto the A site. They know exactly where 2 of these members of Aether are. But as the time ticks, now fades to gray. And Akimbo are going to have to go searching for more information in this 4v4.
It will, but Micro has a little bit of an idea what's going on towards mid. He's not seeing any information, but he does probably hit his last 2 players in the underpass. Bob's going to rotate towards mid. Looks like B might be the play, but also Salsi is going to be the B anchor for your B anchor tour guide for this evening on Mirage, as he is is trained on the apartments, and so maybe okay, now call looks like to be the A site. So
Micro got timing.
Just unfortunate for him, and so Lil B is going to find a second frag onto Zeb. Now it's just down to a 4v2, but Bluebar is here on top of the site. He's going to have to find 1, and the bomb is going to be set right before him. He's not even going to see it, but I guess taking down right behind it. So now Salsi, we've seen him clutch with the AWP before, but the save might be the call.
Seems so. Akimbo up to 4, and again, another relatively clean round. 3 surviving, taking the time, using the timer as their 6th man, using their utility as the 7th. We can see those fights being drawn out exactly how they want. Well, 4v4 early, and as the map constricted around Aether, they were forced to make plays that they didn't want. Micro getting caught out in mid-window by Little Beer, and then stuck alone on the A site. Done and dusted. Akimbo find themselves in 4th. Beautifully done as well.
Yeah, for sure. But we've been here before on multiple occasions at this point. Akimbo is
mid-fight. Let's go, Aether. Grab some 5-7s. Do that airstrike nade combo we've seen you do before. Allow Sassy to sit behind you. Find yourselves a quick 5v4. Even trade back and forth. Do some damage. Get up in the face of Akimbo. You're allowing their stagnant, patient default to take space slowly. They're slowly constricting around you, and it's not working out. Fight towards ramp, though. Here it comes. Trip ready to receive.
Salsi's going to go first, though, or not. Maybe he has an idea.
I think he's happy with what he's got.
Say the entry with the AWP. I mean, it's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Your dodgeball. Let's go.
I didn't realize I could use as many oddball, obscure references as possible. I feel like I'm on a Rick and Morty episode right now. So,
dude, unbelievable amounts. Send them all day. That's all it is. It's just like my knowledge of 90s movies. I just consistently use lines all the time, and no one in chat gets them because everybody's like 20 to 23 years old. I mean, I have active living memories before most of these people were alive. It's okay. Micro and Seb opening it up here, finding a couple of early kills. Trip runs into the Op Assassin, who's found himself the bomb and a couple of pieces of utility to work with. He's got a support of a teammate. Umar gets into T-spawn as well, and the double op setup is going to be good for it. Roka now with 30 seconds on the clock has to go find both of these ops located in T-spawn, and the detriment of Akimbo's slow, patient default comes to fruition.
Yeah, but they know where the bomb is, and so it's just a matter of time. 15 seconds left on the clock. We have to find all three of these players. He finds the right player.
No way.
He finds no way.
No time. Don't give him this one, Martin. Don't even look at him.
Martin? No way. No, he doesn't have time. He's ran out of time. And Martin rightfully walks off the site. My goodness.
That's the default from Akimbo, though. They're playing extremely slow, very passive, expecting Aether to make mistakes. And the second that Akimbo say, well, I guess they're not coming, Aether walks into it and finds a beautiful couple of kills towards A ramp. Sassy controls the bomb and the rotation in from Umar from that B apartments push. Beautifully done. Aether stunt the growth of Akimbo's T-side round count. Bring this game right back together.
Yeah, but like Aether did guess correctly though. They had the right weaponry in the right place because everybody else had a pistol and nothing else. But Saul C with the AWP, as long as he's alive, there's a chance for Aether in the round.
We got Regain in the chat. Don't look. Don't even pay attention. Don't let them know that you know that they're in chat.
Right. As my guitar gently weeps.
Yeah. Mid-control gain for Akimbo here. They're moving quite quickly this round. They're actually grabbing this space a little bit faster than normal. Martin's hearing them rotate up towards Cap. With no Molly forcing him out of position, he's going to be given a freebie. Roka gets his head ripped off. A little beer to trade back. So a 4v4 with a minute 5 on the clock. The setup for the CTs is pretty good. They have the ability to rotate in. That's Micro and Sassy. They can go anywhere they want. The aggression from Umar and Cap. Beautifully timed with the support from Micro in mid-window. And they start to regain mid-control.
See, like that's why you don't switch to your knife like that in close quarters. You keep the gun out. That way you can shoot. You get caught with your pants down, and so now, unforced error gives Aether the player advantage.
Uh-oh, Sassy.
Akimbo.
Knife him. Knife him. Do it. Oh no! Oh no! The gap was sown! Oh, who's number 2 on the Aether side? I didn't even realize that he just left Sassy out to dry. We were just talking about that. They had the ability to rotate back and forth anywhere they want. As Seb's position in Palace never gets checked, he calls for a rotate towards the A site. I think that was Micro who just left Sassy high and dry, and the B site split comes in, and Akimbo find themselves 3v1 post plant. Seb does his best to find the first. Flash into sight, blinding the get-right player of Trip, but he picks up the op, and he is out. That's a 5th on the board for Akimbo, and a great recovery after a little bit of a fumbled anti-force buy round. Beautifully done.
My goodness, the trigger discipline. That is a 1 in a million play that you're going to see right there, because he had the trigger discipline. He knew the other player was looking the other way and walks past him. And you saw that Sassy looked to his right and didn't see anything. But by then it was just too late. He's right behind you, isn't he? Right? So like, just take it out. But like, that never happens, right? That never happens. You think these players have enough awareness to do that, but my goodness, you like buy a lottery ticket because you're never going to get that ever again.
Now, are Akimbo going to expect this purchase back? That's the $1 million question right now. The $1 million play, the 1 in a million play, going to the $1 million question. Is Akimbo going to figure this out? Early smoke towards A ramp, but no other pressure across the board. Aether could be stacking on a site, or this force could have came back in. It's going to come down to Glorens finding mid information, and he's going to walk right into the fire.
And the
Martin's
flames.
the M4 on Cat. No info just yet. Flash towards A ramp. Seb spots nothing. Now Akimbo realized that Aether are going for a little bit of an info gain. And as they leave, Glorens alone towards top mid. No re-clear coming in from Aether just yet. So Glorens tucks nicely behind the boxes top mid. No, he gets himself out of there. He actually leaves. I don't know why he'd leave that position.
Well, again, that's why we're in the booth, but there are a
This
couple
is it.
players on the B site. They have a little bit of an idea what's going on here, but like they're gonna get the information very, very soon. Frizzy is setting up util for this B execute. Once those smokes and nades fly, it's gonna be game on for the B site. Martin
They
is
are
also
very
here.
close on him too.
Yep. Or has to be called for the retake now. Lumar gets taken down top of the site, and that's kind of like not how you want to start it off. A little bit does find him, but Salsi is going to get a trade, but always
They got to save.
Two! It took us two as well. Walked right to those crosshairs. Utility in hand. Now it's 3v3 retake, and they're going to have to go for this.
I mean, that opening pick from Sassy right there in the 4v3 allows them to go for this. If that overextension didn't come in, I think it was from Little Beer. This is a done round. Akimbo would have been to 6, but yeah, this retake is definitely on. Frizzy's off barrel going to be poking out here in apartments. As long as Sassy goes slow, allows his flank to work. Oh, missed shot allows for the retake to come in. Micro finds a kill on the Frizzy backside for Trip. Continues to spray. Micro does it though. Finds the opening. Finds a second, and with no kit on his back, that's still a 6 for Akimbo. Up to potentially be saved, but I don't think Micro has a hope in hell. Wow. 4v3 post plant, and Aether almost bring it back. Good chance. Good try. But back to the drawing board.
Yeah, close, but not close enough. And so Aether falls. It was like I say, by definition, it was a good retake. And now Akimbo's going to try to ice Aether a little bit here. Like, they don't need to have this timeout, but they're trying to put Aether on ice.
3,400 loss bonus. These guys can buy down to like $600-700. Not on purpose. Just adding math up. $700 or $800 is what they can buy down to so they can get a purchase into the next. So M4s, a couple of Desert Eagles, maybe a scout in the hands of Martin. But I'm looking at the Akimbo roster, and they're all kind of facing towards A site. My guess, quick little A execute, march onto the site. Second layer of utility to come down, post plant. C'est la vie, put a 7th on the board.
Wouldn't it be ironic if Akimbo does the breakout round on their T side, and then Aether brings it all the way back? I mean, if you're looking for your overtime madness here, it would be the longest game I've ever casted in my life if we got to 5 OTs. But we'll see how that goes. Akimbo is looking pretty strong for so far to close this out. It looks like A's going to be the call. We're going to see the utility rain down. The lurker is going to be in apartments. It's going to be battling with Umar here, just as a distraction. But nobody for Aether is moving at the moment.
No, there's not enough pressure put on by Little Beer yet. Not enough pitter patter. Not enough flashes. Smoke's not landing. And a great shot from Umar to stunt the growth of Akimbo on B site. And as that happens, the go signal is called. And Akimbo needs to start walking their way up towards ramp. They have time to get out of this position, but they want to stick to their gun. Sassy takes a push. Trip opens up onto Seb, and this is looking like a great entry onto site. They have one more to deal with here in Martin. Umar rotating into connector. No smokes landing. It doesn't even matter. Glorans. Trip actually takes out Glorans, thinking it was an enemy, so a 2v3 post play coming in. And the last thing util set up here is giving a chance for Aether to come right back into this. Umar finds his second on the round towards Trip. Now Frizzy and Roka disconnected. One towards Tetris, one towards CT spawn. No kits to speak of. So has to be flipped from the Aether side. They spot one falling into the sandwich position.
No.
Martin finds Frizzy and CT spawn, and Umar capitalizes on the known information of Roka's position. And that's a 4th and a stolen round from Aether.
Yeah, they had no business winning this round whatsoever. It was just a very sloppy retake coming in, no kits in hand whatsoever. Not even a full buy. They got those weapons from the dead bodies of Akimbo, and that gets them a 4th round on the board, but definitely not deserved whatsoever. And so now Akimbo, that timeout that they gave Aether some extra time to ice them, kind of like blows up in their face, literally.
Yeah, literally. And now look at the purchase. This is a chance for Aether to claw this half right back and make it a 6-6. Oh no. The only 2 saving money here are Roka and Frizzy. The rest have to force back into this, but it's going to be a little bit of a B hit. Umar seems ready for it. Great Molotov, and it's extinguished by the smoke, but not amazingly. And here they go onto the site. They're battling. Martin from Cat finds the first. The spray into the smoke. Not good. He's got to save some ammo, but the rotations are in. Umar and Micro close this down and make this a 5th on the board. Beautifully done. Great hold 5 alive from Aether, and this is what we want to see in this best of 3.
And Akimbo's going to want that timeout back, right? Because look at
Yeah.
it. This is the disaster now. They could have been 8-2 or I'm sorry 8-4 and cruising into the lead, and now we're looking at a potential tied round, like a couple of upgrade pistols for Chip and Lawrence. That's it. Lillipere with the scout. That's it. And so they got to make do with what they have. And the first missed shot is not going to bode well for Akimbo.
No, but now Aether know that the speed is added into Akimbo's playstyle here. They can't be giving up one. They can't take solo fights against Akimbo because we know they can fire back. Micro, Martin, and Seb say no thank you. They want to put a 6th on the board, and Micro gives up his life. I still don't think this is doable. 53 HP combined between Frizzy and Little Beer. Both positions now noted, AK and Scout ring out. So it's just a matter of cleaning this up and putting a 6th on the board, and Aether are going to be happy with that.
Look at that.
Teeth. Yeah, beautifully done. Sassy and Micro popping off on the CT side, like we like to see. On the opposite side, though, no real standout performances just yet. The young gun and Trip trying to carry his team across the line, but now they're going on to the CT side. I'd call it a little bit more CT-sided. Fight timings are CT-oriented. You don't really just walk up a ramp because there's multiple positions you can post on it. So you need proper executes. And Aether with a full belt of utility on Micro. Look like they want to do just that. Micro to set up the Molotov and smoke for stairs, and the connector cross flashes over. And the boys should be pouncing on site. Roka's here to deal with this, though.
So the execute is coming in very quickly here. Utility is going to be right down on the A site, and Akimbo's going to have to know now that A is going to be the call. So now going to get the execute in play for Roka. Does 5 boy finds 2 bullets, 2 frags. Can't get the third, he gets taken down, but right after that, Aldo gets traded right all the way back. Now just like that, it's like down to 2v3. Is Lawrence going to find this shot, but he's down low on health. Or sorry, low on bullets, I should say. Now it's down to 2v2. The bomb is down. Now you have to find these last 2 players. One's who deep towards CT and Martin, and Seb is low health, going in towards ramp. Good post-plant positions, but now a little bit has no kit, and neither does Lawrence. So time is not on their side.
Oh, Martin's aggressive stance on the post plant gets in nice and quick. Block taps to the skull. Seb baiting them in with the pitter patter, and the shots from the P250 and Aether take the lead, 7-6. Beautifully done.
That is the final pistol round of the match. It goes in the hands of Aether. Now it's the first to 7. We were tied 6-6 in the half. The first team to get seven rounds win this, or we could be looking at overtime.
Aether can't fumble this one. They've invested heavy into the MAC-10s. Trip, you greasy little bugger, trying to do your best sassy impression. As they walk towards the B site, the split is on. Only one member here to defend. It is Little Beard. He's going to get forced out of position. Spears quite quickly, but it said they walked by. Great kill from Little Beard. Open it up. Micro trades back out. A 4-on-4 we go. Post plant should be relatively secure. Got a molly and a couple flashes. A fast cat flank coming in. A little bit of a boost over maybe for the Desert Eagle and a double swing. That should be all she wrote. Aether should be up to 8.
Should be, and it will be, as the one last player of the USP in a dream. Now again, this undisclosed sum of money is available for the person that tries to do a knife.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Look at the HP here. Seb could lose his life on sight. There's no kit. You're going to give away $1 million sooner than you think.
I was going to say, if you could get the 1v4 defuse with the USP, I said undisclosed amount of money can be yours.
Those deaths to the USP though are kind of bolstering Akimbo's purchase, right? Like every kill you get's $50, $50 per player, 3 kills on the round, extra 150 going into the not so beautiful purchase, but still M4s across the board. Couple of kits, 1 kit. And a little bit of a fight for mid here, but the utility from the Aether side a little bit too strong, forcing back the defenders. So Akimbo, they have to rejig and re-execute this fight. Little Beer drops Micro. Good opening. Made to land on Lumar's head, making him susceptible to the one shot of the M4. Nevertheless, an opening for Akimbo.
Sure. little bit of reset here. There is one player in Palace trying to play a spoiler alert, and Little Beer gets taken down. Taking 2 frags in the round, so it definitely helps out his team. But Trip is going to find Seb and gets traded back right away. Now, just like that, down to the Salt Sea, the last 1v3. He's clutched up before, and that's the first frag on the board. He knows what the other player is, gets 2, but now he has to find his last player or get a plant. Do you know what is bomb on his back?
Bomb's a T-spawn. He has time to work with. He got that final kill with 58 seconds on the clock. So now it's a mind game. Sassy versus Glorens. Old versus young. David versus Goliath. You can pick whoever you want as David and whoever you want as Goliath. Both these members at 100 HP. 4 pieces of utility each. There's a kit on Glorens' back, so he can play this as fast or as slow as he wants. As he works his way over towards the site Sassy has chose. Sassy's going to get a chance for this post plant. We're out the site, but he's got to get this bomb down. Everyone still thinks it's A, though.
Jig is up. That's down to 1v1.
I hate this position.
I know. But he decides to play close. Glorens may not be the wiser. Makes some noise. Salsi takes advantage of it. And that is a 9th round on the board for Aether. When I talk about game control of the game here, Aether is definitely on top. And now this is an actual timeout, unlike the ice timeout for the last round that Akimbo put together a T side. They're gonna have to talk this one over because they're losing control of this game. They're down to about 33,000 per player for Akimbo. So they have to decide here whether they give up 10th round or force and go for this, because otherwise they're going to be playing for overtime.
Yeah, and overtime is not where Akimbo wants to be. Not on this map, not when Sassy's shooting like that. That guy's definitely put in the hours over at scl.gg. A little bit of a training website for Counter-Strike. Go check it out. Make sure you warm up before you game. That way your rage isn't as bad. Beautifully done by Sassy in the 1v3 to really give Aether a chance to close this out. I love the ump. It's like ASMR to my ears. If I could get Umar's point of view, it's like you know what I'm asking for. An opening from Micro onto Trip just makes this A-site defense even worse. Set to deal with the Ops push, or Apartments Palace push, I should say, almost too easily. Molly forcing out any kind of fights. Doesn't even matter. That's an open A site. This should be a 10th on the board for Aether as Little Beer tries to save the Armor Desert Eagle. And Umar messing with his teammate. We saw this back on Dust 2. A little bit of overconfidence killed the beast that was Aether's 10-2 allowing Akimbo to come right back in, take a 13-11 victory. Realistically, I don't think we should be here. We shouldn't be in map 3. Aether should have closed out Dust 2 and played Overpass the way that they did.
Well, that was the past, and now this is the present. And Little Beer, all Akimbo did was upgrade a pistol. So yeah, he's going to try to save the armor into this next round. He may get this. No, he's definitely not. Just take him
Fun
down.
little stat I'm reading in chat right now. Akimbo won 4 CT rounds over 3 maps. Now, if that's true, then Akimbo knows where they have to work. We watched their T-side be pretty immaculate on Dust 2. They were able to use the push-pull patience style. But if they only have 4 rounds over 3 maps, that's a little bit tedious. That's a real boost to Aether's economy or confidence to their T-side, but maybe a little bit of a blow to Akimbo. I'm going to fact check that at the end of this.
Yeah, for sure. That would be pretty detrimental for Akimbo, their chances here in this map. As just to say that, yeah, it's getting worse. Lawrence goes down. So now his execute should be a little bit free, but he's blinded and shot up. That Little Beer is going to go down. Now Frizzy with the AWP towards back. And also
he can't even get out. He can't even get out. Oh no!
He's systematically deconstructing Akimbo, taking him down one by one. And that's going to be a very clean round.
That's not deconstruction. He's just pushing through the smoke with an ump. He finds himself an easy kill. Roka gets one back, but traded immediately. Oh my God, that's 11 for Aether and a save coming in for Akimbo. Oh no, they got to force into this.
They don't have to. I mean, they can give him match point and play for overtime.
I mean, they could, but that's not NA style, man. They don't want to try to run 6 in a row when they've only won 4 CT side rounds in 3 maps.
Well, here goes nothing. But as I say that, just instantaneously deleted off the map. 4 players down. And it's now Lawrence. They had a plan, and then they got shot in the face. The last player goes down, and Lawrence is now a match point for Aether and Akimbo with no money whatsoever.
6 chances to close this out, and Aether can go 2-0 in Group D of Crossfire Season 3. You heard that right. This is a group stage match. Aether and Akimbo. Crossfire has been booming. Season 3 is massive. Season 4 is going to be even better. So if you're listening and you've got a team out there and you want to play some off-season matches, best of NA, why not? A-side execute on the cards here for Aether. They're taking this slow. I think they're allowing Sassy's op to poke and prod. And as Roka's close with this FAMAS, he's going to have some late support towards Palace. For the smoke they go. Morris found a good timing. Deals with it. No, Roka. Great control with the FAMAS. Finds the first. Slides up the ladder. Gets a second. He's looking for more, but he's going to get dealt with by this nade. Sassy with the op actually to collect. 1-3.
Seems like Roka took that last round personally and decided to step up a little bit. Gets a double frag on the round. Now Frizzy. Lost in hand. Finds both. And then the signs of life coming in from Akimbo. That's if the stats are correct, that is round number 5 that they've won the CT half.
Yep, and the last time we saw Akimbo on the back foot, 10-2, they came together as a crew and said, nay, nay. Now the money is still looking amazing on the T side. So Akimbo really have to do this the hard way. They have 1, maybe 2 more gun rounds before Aether are fully broke. So this is going to be a tough sell. 5 more chances for Aether to close out this match. Sassy gets crushed through the edge of the wall by Frizzy. Not dead, not busted, just injured.
On Mirage of all places.
Good control being gained by Aether now, though. That mid-window smoke going to fade shortly, so it's got to be re-upped. Don't you dare walk through that smoke, Micro. This isn't 2 rounds ago, bro. You ain't got the advantage. Akimbo continuously finding great openings here to keep their 2-0 streak alive.
Trades coming through for Aether, making this a little bit more possible. But just like we say that, Frizzy finds 2, and now it's just down to Martin in a 1v3. I think you cast the curse of this into existence, Henry. This is looking a little worse for Aether. I mean, Martin does get another frag, but no bomb in hand, and at least Akimbo knows where he is. So the odds of getting the plant and the win is pretty small unless he can finalize these last 2 players.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to go for this. He's got to at least keep the money in check for Akimbo. If they continuously survive with 1 or 2 players, they're never going to be able to get the maximum full purchase, and it just makes Aether's job to close this out 1 step easier. Tap of the bomb, a little bit of a fake. Lawrence too quick with it. He says, I don't give a care. Drops Martin. You survive. Op and AK picked up. That last purchase coming in for Aether before the money's broken, so Akimbo has a chance. Seb
this work.
Probably asking Sassy if he wants the op right now. And Sassy says, nah, I don't care for it.
Still some rounds to give. Aether still has some rounds to give, but definitely as time goes on and the rounds dwindle away, they're already kicking themselves. They could have closed this out 6 rounds ago.
Yeah, look how fast this is. Oh my god, Micro's up in the ladder room at 1:40. Trip finds 2 towards a site. It's effective though. Out of Palace goes Seb to put this into a 2v3. Mom is with them, so they have a chance to get this down. It's a hard-fought cross right now. Utility dumped into jungle, but no one's home. rotate in through CT. Sassy too afraid to plant this bomb, and through the edge of the default box, Frizzy capitalizes 7-1v3. Can't control the spray. Glorance puts him down in a 9th on the board for Akimbo, and the hopes and dreams still alive. We're just going to have to see the money of Aether as this round starts. And it's looking like a half buy. Seb, don't get too excited just yet. Micro's a little bit poor, and so is Sassy. Don't force yourself into the economical deficit, giving away any chances. Just half purchase this round, boys. Good call. Excellent work. Allow Kimbo to get to 10 and have everything you need to close this out.
This is deja vu all over again.
5 overtimes on the cards. Hold it.
We've been here before, and we've seen this story play out. It usually goes the way of Akimbo. They can't win this outright, but they can definitely push us to overtime and start the dreams of Mr. Henry Bat here, wanting to see 5 overtimes or 60 as production.
I want to be up all night.
Yeah, 60 rounds of Counter-Strike. Just to top it all off, top it with a cherry on top here.
Well, 6 overtimes would be 6 times 3 plus 1. So 19 on top of the 13s. That would be 31. So it'd be 62 rounds of Counter-Strike to win. Oh my god. That'd be crazy.
Or 4 whole games in the old format.
Yeah, exactly. 2 overtimes in the best of 15. All right, round's coming to logical conclusion here. Akimbo actually getting a little bit scary. Seb finding 2 with the Tech 9, keeping that economy in check. Not really. Akimbo's economy is through the roof. Aether coming in with their last good purchase, though. Micro spending a little bit too much in the round prior, so he's going to be lacking armor this round, and I don't like to see that. Oh, no, I lied to you. He's got armor. I'm looking in the wrong spot. I'm just blind. He's lacking a smoke and flashes. Yeah, Akimbo really clawing this one back. Aether, realistically, last chance to close this out. If they get a bomb plant, they'll have another one, but 3,400 loss bonus, no money in the bank is never where you want to be, especially against a team like Akimbo.
Rizzy's going to be camped on this 2B site here towards apartments. He's going to be guessing wrong. They are going to send a couple players towards apartments to try to sell this fake. But the bomb and 2 other players are heading towards A.
Double off too. I think both on the B site. No, one's mid, rotating towards B right now. Rotate towards A. Never mind. That's a heavy investment. That's a do or die kind of purchase from Trip here, picking up that second op.
You like to see it though.
The execute's coming back towards the A site, and this is a great call. The rotate for the op is coming in, but it's going to be double on ticket booth. It's going to be Roka and Trip here to defend, and the rotates are going to be super slow from the Akimbo side, so the defense needs to go big. They need to find at least 3 or 2 with some massive damage, burn all the util out. As Trip gets himself up towards the double box. For the first fight towards ramp, flashes are effective. Roka getting blinded as well. Great shot from Trip to open up onto Umar. Utility lanes out. No one clears under. Roka gets good for 1. Trip finds a second through the edge of the smoke onto the opposing op of Sassy. But Seb from high drops Trip, and into a 2v3 post plant we go. Martin dealing with CT spawn. Utility thrown from Lawrence noted. This flag from Little Beer up towards stairs, not good. Seb deals with it now into 1v2. Glorion's the lowest rated member over here on the Akimbo side. Dealing with it, finds the first on a Martin, knows where the second of Seb is, and that low HP gives him a chance. He's playing ring around the rosy, darting his crosshair left, right. Seb about to swing, looking for it. Glorion's poised and ready to take him out and find an 11th for Akimbo. Beautifully done in the 1v2. Glorion steps up when he needs to do it.
My goodness. Of any player in Akimbo to step up and clutch this out, you wouldn't expect Lawrence. As you mentioned, the lowest rated player on Akimbo so far has made the dream, kept the dream alive here, and recovers the AWP as well. So we're into the final round. We had to do all 24 at Aether, rightfully so. It's going to call a timeout because this is not. We should not be here right now. Aether is kicking themselves right now because they should have closed this out 6 rounds ago. You let Akimbo come back, and they have the momentum on their side. You're looking at overtime here if Akimbo pulls this out.
Oh, man. I'm just going to let this timeout fizzle. Take a breath.
And you think Henry Bat is tired, right? Can you imagine all 10 players in the server are, too? They've been playing for just as long as we've been casting, so Hey,
I got a 16-day-old baby upstairs who kept me up all last night during the witching hour so I could let my wife get a little sleep. And then of course people want to come over and see the baby, so I'm up all day. And then of course Zaryu dies in World of Warcraft, creates a new character, so I had to as well. And I stayed up all day playing WoW, so I'm pretty friggin' tired right now. Sassy opens up onto Frizzy. Great opening here to start 24th round of map 3 between these two titans, Akimbo versus Aether. But Sassy loses his life to the Molly, so right into a 4-on-4 we go, and the rotations from the CT side are good. Trip positioning. Unbelievable here, and he might find one. He does. Opens up onto Seb. The trade is better, though. 3v3. Make that a 3v2, and Aether have a chance to close this out.
down 2v3 though. Akimbo has to step up big. Both operas are down for both sides, so this is gonna have to be as clean and as straightforward as you like.
We just got a raid from the other Crossfire. Thanks, Floofies. Thanks, boys, for bringing it in.
But the bomb is
Lawrence
gonna
over
slowly
here,
go towards
hero.
apartments, head towards this B site. Lawrence will be there to greet them. He has a kit in hand. He can either fall back and let this happen, or he can just win. Just pick off one person in the apartments, and Martin goes down. So now it's down to a 2v2. This is for all the marbles. He needs to find his last player, but the timing might not work out for him. But it does work out for him. Lumar does not take advantage of this player on the site, and the low HP Glorance might close this out. He got the last round.
Oh!
11, and now he gets us to 12. And the prophecy has come to pass. We're going to overtime.
$12,500. It's coming down to who's got the better default. 3 gun rounds in a row. Aether starting on the T side. They played a beautiful T side to start, but that confidence became a killer. 12-6, and Akimbo were able to bring it back. After a little bit of a daunting stat read by chat, 4 CT side rounds collected over 3 maps until that 6-round climb back to overtime. Here we go. Hit control. Name of the game here. Aether grab it nice and quick. Martin's got a chance to fight over top of the smoke here. He's going with the hot shot Trip, and Trip takes a flash peek and crushes him 5-4 early.
That's the second one peeking through the smoke as well. Execute's not going well for Aether at this point. 3v2. Bob is going to be here. They ended up giving hand to Salsi, but he is blinded off, like I lost top of the site. A missed shot coming in for Salsi, very rare, and now it's down to Lubar in a 1v2. He finds the first player, Nixon in the 1v1. He has to pick up the bomb and plant it, so he has to find his last player. But does not get the timing, is looking the other way. And that will be Akimbo, adding to their CT round total. And what a time to do so.
Yeah, Micro kind of just flubbing that play, walking through that connector smoke. We've seen him do that a few times and get punished for it every single time. He's supposed to be that late flank. Okay, yeah, your buddy gets rocked real early. Martin gets chopped up, no stress. Slow it down, man. You have to push through that. You have the rest of your teammates working their way up towards A ramp, and they were quite successful at it. So the 2-pronged attack stunted, and Akimbo take the lead. Am I saying that correctly? Akimbo take the lead. Roka on the A site finds the first on to Martin. He's got a ton of pressure to deal with here, but the back turn of Umari takes him down. Now he's burning to a crisp. It's out though. Rocked. So opening up for the first 2, takes Roka and Trip, and into a 3v3 we go. Until we lined up from the Aether side, but it's haphazardly tossed. It's just going to keep Akimbo at bay for half a second. As the smoke finally gets lined up beautifully towards jungle, Lawrence is going to be ahead of it, but burned into the corner with a molly. There's nothing he can do but smoke himself out, but it's a little bit too late. Seb trying to aggress into that position. I'm not sure why. Open up on the connector. Micro? What am I watching here? Sassy left into a 1v1 against the opposing opera, but Frizzy, what a time to come alive, finds himself a triple and finds a 14th on the board for Akimbo, and they're steadily marching their way to match point.
That was sick. The mid-air flick snipe coming in from Frizzy. My goodness. You don't see that every day, folks. This is crazy. And it's not even a caster curse at this point. This is a chat curse. They just say, hey, Kimbo doesn't win CT rounds. Ethan's like, hey, we're good, we got this, right? All set. Nope. Akimbo, what, 8 rounds in a row now?
I mean, we were doing the same thing over on Dust too, right? 12-2 half, and not that we're writing Akimbo off, we're just like, Aether, you guys just gotta putt this across the line. Take your time, play your game, don't let Akimbo get back into this no momentum. And they do, and Akimbo does the same thing here, 12-6, I believe the scoreline was, and now it's 14-12, Akimbo 8 in a row. Aether set up for this execute on the B side. Here, Molly's deep spray to the smoke finds Martin. Significant damage onto the second of Umar. While that's happening, the A-ramp push from Micro caught off again. Lawrence takes out Umar. Now it's putting a 15 for Akimbo. Seb spray, good for the first. Can't find a second. Sassy does collect on a little beer, so they have an open B site. They can get this bomb down, set up at the post plant. But as the pressure comes in from Frizzy and the catwalk player of Trip, too little too late. 1v3 for Sassy. He's been here before. Can he find it again?
This is going to be very difficult, though. Bomb is not planted at the moment, so he has to find these 3 players. And Kimbo, as far as they're concerned, they can just wait for the plant. So you have to come to us. First shot's not going to get anything, but again, time is not on Salty's side. He knows it, and slowly but surely, Roka will shut him down. And that is 15-12. One more round, one more gun round for Akimbo, and that could be it. And Aether is going to be kicking themselves all the way to the bank. They could have closed this out multiple rounds ago, and they are letting Akimbo get back into this.
There's something that Aether definitely have to work on. They got to work on their tack timeouts and what to do. Because if you don't use them, you lose them. 40-year-old virgin reference, no stress. But if you don't ever use them, when you do finally get to use one or one is called, you're not even sure what to do with it. You're going to be scrambling through to try to calm players down. You're not going to know the response of your team based off of what you want to call. It's just getting worse for wear. Trip opens up onto Micro. Good. Or Trip opens up onto Sassy. Good response from Micro, though. Mid control does concede the way of Akimbo. Mid fight here. Micro. I'm stuck now. Oh, Roka! No way! What is happening? No, Roka smells blood in the water. Finds the first, gets a second, and now left alone on the B site is Umar. Spots the first. Unknown to be an opper. Sebs rotate off the A site, usually pressed up towards Ramp or Palace. Finds himself in CT spot. It puts back into a 2v2, but the pitter-patter of both are heard. Underpass, and Umar's here. He's going to hear them going up connector. Seb in a good position. Double op setup for Aether, though. They have the Crossfire. 3 ops alive in the server. Seb rotates back into CT, picks up the AK, and says, go ahead, plant, bro. We got you boxed in.
It's like, I ain't afraid of no ghost.
That might be a little bit before my time, too, although I love Ghostbusters.
Will Frizzy find the timing on to Seb? No. Well,
It's got to be quick.
He's got 15 seconds. And timing is not in his favor. And so now that's the 13th round on the board.
OT2. OT2. 2 more chances
Hush.
for Akimbo. Money in the bank still, 12,500.
Okay. You hush.
Sir, you have this whole round to yourself.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I just say don't talk. Don't speak this like 5 overtime thing into existence. You're already 2 rounds away from getting the second one.
6.
Well, Mr. Eddie Bass taking a vow of silence here. Double offset going around from Aether. A little bit of confidence from the previous round. Looking for a little. Akimbo looking a little worse for wear here. All in case, no AWPs. Very little utility. Micro's going to take that little beer, so that's going to be down to 5v4. Most of Akimbo spread out a little bit. There are a couple players towards mid. The bomb, I think, is in Palace, looking towards Seb, the hero of the previous round. If you want to call him that. Brings us to the 5 Micro. Now it's down to 4v4. 3 players on the site. 1 on the B site. And now players getting picked off one by one. The Palace player, as a bomb in hand, is not looking too worse for wear here. Down 16 HP. He has 3 players to find. Roka is making the rotation, but Lumar is guy sight training the other side. We'll find. Oh, I was gonna say we'll find that last player, but we'll not actually. Roka bringing it in. He's gotta find the one last player. Now it's down to a 1v2. Martin. Very easy cleanup for CT side. And Mr. Henry Bat, OT number 2 is 1 round away.
How many caster curses have we put on them
Way too
in
many.
one match? Yeah, this is it. Way too many. Aether, one last chance bringing this back. Or Akimbo, one last chance to close this out, I should say. AKs and M4s across the board. Sassy still with the big green. His position on A ramp is going to be noted this round. Looks like a little bit of a fast execute from Akimbo onto A site as they set up utility. Communication flowing over there. They're just waiting for the go signal. Smoke mid window about to fade, so the timing is now. Little beard of smoke off stairs and jungle. Flashes to rain over, but they're going to wait for a responsive utility from the Aether side before they go. Second layer of utility comes raining over, and Roka first point of contact. Their sandwich under Palace. Effectively clear, but they're taking their time. They're crossing their T's, dotting their I's. Here comes that deeper utility set up as the bomb goes down. This is a Unicorn post plant. 5v5. 3 points of damage taken to one member. Akimbo have a chance right now to close this out.
They have a chance, but Aether is here on the site. Post plants are not looking too good for Akimbo. They're getting shut down one by one. The trade comes through for Aether. Now time is ticking away. The kit's in hands of everyone, so all they need to do is close off their approach. Roka might be able to play spoiler alert. He does not. Gets taken down to the seat of position, and now it's just down to a 1v3. Has to take down the diffuser, but this is not going. This is the shot. He does get him down, but he has to find 2 more players. Does he have time? Does he have time? Will this be how it goes out?
Oh my god!
With less than a second remaining.
Who sets up in their scrims and practices a 5v5 heavy util 1000 HP retake? No one. You mentioned it as that retake was coming into play. Akimbo, a little bit out of sorts there. They didn't know where to look. Too many crossfires, too many positions to hold. And they stumble. Aether by the skin of their teeth. Plus into second overtime now. First to 19. Let's see if we can get 4 on the board. Aether starting on the CT side. Both these teams running clean CT sides. 3-0, 3-0. So the winner of the first T round may dictate the winner of this game. But Umar started it off right. Aether finally finding that one round that they needed in overtime to close this game out after losing 9 in a row.
At this point, fatigue has to be setting into these players' minds. You know, sloppy plays coming into place. They've just been playing for almost 3 to 4 hours at this point, and it's just seeing the execution getting a little bit sloppy here. Two frags come in for Akimbo, and it becomes a retake. So Aether has no, you know, like at this point because of overtime and the cash and the money in the economy.
Go for it.
Go for it. No
Hell
reason
yeah.
not to.
No reason not to at all. Ed Sassy, ex-Zomblers players, they've been together for I'd say almost a year now. These guys know exactly what they need to do. Sam opens up the account on Roka towards E-Box. Glorance trades back out though, and now Sassy's stuck. 1v2, USP pulled as he mantles through the window. Glorin catches him and pushes him back inside, says nay nay. 16 for Akimbo, and they get the first on the T side in this overtime. Beautifully done.
So you got the Watch Me Whip now. Let's see if Aether can bring this back.
Watch you nay nay.
Yeah.
Willow Smith.
Yes.
Dude, unbelievable. Dude, unbelievable. Where are we? I like this. You're fun. You're fun. You're getting my brain going.
Obscure references abound.
Yeah, we can talk about the Smith family after this game for sure. Lots to talk about. Flash into A-Ram, set good for the first. Needs to get himself out. Reclear coming in from the T side. Not quite as good. Trip from Palace, though, gets dropped by Sassy. Little Beer opens back up onto Seb. Sassy finds himself a second, and as Micro pushes the bench position through the setup smokes, he finds a double spray transfer to get a 16th on the board for Aether. Back to a tie game. Last round of the first half of the second overtime of the third map of this best of 3 between Aether and Akimbo and Crossfire Season 3 Group D. About to commence.
That was a long run on sentence, but I'm here
That's
for
what it
it.
is. That's every word is what it is.
But every word was carefully placed by the talented
That's right.
Mr. Henry Bat.
Stop. Akimbo busted it onto the A site before the utility trip first in. Satsy open up easy kills back and forth with no utility on site. Where Flash is coming over. Akimbo thrown to the Wolves 2v4.
For sure. Just like that, Akimbo is looking a little bit worse for wear. This might be a 17th round on the board, unless well, let's see. That dream went down the drain very, very quickly, and this Frizzy has not been able to be clutch with AWP at. We haven't seen a lot of AWP clutches at all this game, but this is looking less likely. Aether knows where they are. Martin's going to take down Frizzy, so that would be a 17th round on the board as we swap sides. Now, as you mentioned, Akimbo did get the first T round, so who knows? It might bode well for that position.
Side. Yeah, clean CT side. They can close this out. Aether only need 2. They're on the T side, and they were quite prosperous with it to start the second half. Now trying to find 2. This is going to be a very tough challenge for them. Here we go. I don't even know what round we're in. 34? Ugh. Up in the hands of Frizzy. M4s for the rest. Helmets on some. Kits on some as well. Trying to maintain that economical advantage, but Umar opens up on a trip into the mid window. Fight towards B site's even better. Micro finds Little Beer, tries to find the fight towards Frizzy and Roka on A site, but now they know there's only one towards B, and as the rotate comes off of A site, this is when Aether pounces. Roka's trying to get back in, but he realizes too late. Crushed by Martin, and this is looking like an 18 for Aether. Oh man, they can do this. 4v2 post plant, no point to save. Frizzy and Glorance going for it. Let's go, boys.
Yep, again, there's just no reason not to. The Molly was almost a formality. The headshot just came in right before it. And now Kimball's looking at 2v4 retake, and they're finding no players. Aether very intelligently backing off the site, getting good close positions, good crosses, looking towards any of these angles that these players might come through. Kimball has to come to us. They're trying to find one behind box. It gets taken down, but it gets traded immediately right away. And now it's down to Frizzy. The 1v2. He's out of time. He does have a kit, but he's going to try to YOLO this through the smoke. Gets taken down almost immediately. And so now, after everything we've gone through, this is match point.
Chances. 2 more chances. Aether's already had 6 chances to close this out. They figured out something on their T side now. They're saying, listen, we got you right where we want you, Akimbo. We brought you here on purpose just to break you. Oh, man, into round 35 we go. Is that good math? Yeah, round 35 we go. Aether with 2 chances to close this out. Back to the mid control they go, but they're moving a little bit quicker towards the B site. They're realizing the pressure they throw towards mid forces the cat defender up. They see it happen right before their eyes. Frizzy finds the first on the micro, and Lumar tries to open up, but Frizzy's rotate back towards Cat's even better. So a 3v5, make that a 2v5, and what can get done? 1v5 for Seb, finds the first towards Truck, and he's looking for more. Spots 2 towards Cat, finds straight control onto the first, makes it a triple so far, and now this 1v5 turned into a 1v2. Spotted the next and broke into market. He's got the AK, switches out for the M4 with the new mag inside. 8 rounds to go. Nate towards Roka. Massive damage. Make that 1v5 into a 1v1. Seb takes a deep breath behind the smoke deployed by him, and Frizzy shaking in his boots. 19 kills to 29 kills. Seb can close this out with a 1v5. Make sure we get this clipped. Whoever's in chat right now, Seb, you can do it. Where's the bomb? On his back? No, where's the bomb? He's got to find it. Bomb's at Van. Picks it up. He's trying to figure this out. Take your time, my boy. This is the play of your career. Frizzy rotating in. 1v1. Patience. Silence on the map.
Oh no. Is he taunting his opponents? This is all chat now.
He spotted him. Low HP. He's got another smoke. Oh my God! 1v5 in overtime to close out Aether, making it a 2-1 against Akimbo. Unbelievable scenes. I'm going to have to watch that one back. I have no idea how that even happened, dude. Seb, 1v5, man.
Seb! How?
Dude,
Again,
I talked about this guy coming off lag, getting picked up by Zomblers, being an absolute dominating force back in, I think, season 53, 54. Aether find their way to say, gimme. This is like picking up ROPS for Vitality within the ESEA advanced scene. You find Seb, free agent, come and join us. And he goes, okay. Sassy's like, bro, it's a great home here. Come and join us. And he just puts his prowess on display. What are you going
I
to say
mean,
about that, Will?
holy crap. I mean, this is Crossfire. This is North American Counter-Strike at its finest. Seb, stealing victory from the jaws of defeat, gets the 1v5. You were never, like you were talking about plays you're never going to get again. That's another play. You were never going to get that again. And both of them happened on Mirage. My goodness. But you have to give some credit to Akimbo. They made it dramatic. They pushed them all the way, and we have to settle it in double overtime. And we didn't get to 5 overtimes that you were predicting, but it was definitely looking a little too close for comfort for Aether. So I'm sure they're going to tighten some stuff out, but they should celebrate tonight because, man, this could have gone a completely different way. If there was a couple more rounds, again, fatigue is coming into play. You've been playing for 4 hours. You've had to keep your mental up and going. And Akimbo just pulled it all the way back from the break, literally from the break. You had 8 chances to close this out, and you could have done it at any point. You didn't. But closing out in overtime, what matters is that you got the win on the board. And so now, Aether goes up 2-0, but man, we would be having a completely different conversation right now had that not 1v5 not happened.
Yeah, Seb's heart must be racing, 180 beats per second, but how good was that, man? Unbelievable. Finds the first at truck, the molly kill. I think a little bit unfortunate, whoever that was ran through it. He finds a second at cat because of the missed op shot, isolates his 1v1 in market with a nade kill. So this guy gets a truck kill with an M4 or with an AK, a molly kill, a second AK at range after a missed op shot, a nade kill, and then comes down to a 1v1 where he spots him out and jumps over the truck and puts him down. Oh my God, what a cherry on top. That cherry on top means we've run out of time here at Crossfire Season 3. GG's to Aether, 2-1 over Akimbo, putting them 2-0 in Group D, the group of death. You got any closing remarks here, Will English?
Oh man, I want to go to bed. I
want to go to bed as well.
I will do the VOD review tomorrow. But thank you so much for casting with me and give me a chance
Dude,
to whatever. Yeah. I go back on the buttons tomorrow, so you may never see my face again. No, I'm totally joking, but no, this has been fun. I appreciate everything. Also, shout outs to production as well, sticking with us all night because this is not light work. This is hard work. So we're here for it. So thank you so much.
Hell yeah. Right on. Thanks everybody in chat for showing up. Had a great time. GG's against Aether and Akimbo. That's it for us here on the desk at Crossfire Season 3. Stay tuned. Check out our socials. Will English, Mr. Henry Bat, and of course, Crossfire GG. Games are going to be coming to you nightly for the next probably 2 weeks. So come check them out and support some grassroots NA Counter-Strike. Have a great night.
Maybe I'll be just alright.
This is the emergency broadcast system. The CDC is advising that you stay in your home.
We show up. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.